And I'm live. Typically how I do my exercises most of the time. I start out with boxing punches, so boxing only. Then I go from boxing to Muay Thai. Like boxing, typically the first part of my training is boxing, then I incorporate elbow strikes, knees, kicks, and sometimes grappling, which means takedowns. And then sometimes later I go into knife fighting. So takedowns, and then you can finish up on a knife fight, ground and pound, or kicks if you're going. Now that's what I pretty like. That's more kicks today. The body's got a new net, and I think that they like it. First kicks were regular kicks, and the last two I threw they were stiff capture kicks, toe kicks, kick with the toe. Simulated with these training shoes. Kicks to rib cage can be devastating, stiff cap shoes. Kicks everywhere. With the steel cap shoes, toe kicking, I can kick to rib cage, or better yet, the liver, the left side of the body, especially with the water. Kicks, steel cap shoe kicks, toe kicks to rib cage or liver. Normally, even if the arms hang down like this, I throw a kick, like a regular kick with the shin. This arm is taking some power from the kick. With the steel cap shoe kicks, you can target the body Even if there's a guard like this, for example, I can kick here, in front, in between, behind the guard. And here's what I call the uppercut kick. Kicking in the mouth, the jaw, under the jaw, to front of the face. That's uppercut. Still comes you fighting. I call it uppercut kick because just like a boxer's uppercut, ultimately you connect under the chin. And if not, if the head is, the chin is tucked like this, you can still kick to the front of the face, the mouth. It's easy to be great on this because most men are so fucking weak. It's not hard to stand out if in great superior shape like I am, with ripped aphrodisiac shape, high testosterone, physique and athletic performance. When the average man is 20s, has a low testosterone physique and low testosterone athletic performance. There's a lot of guys in that box for the cornerstone. Still cup now, cup kicks. alternated between different target zones. Liver, rib cage, groin, solar plexus. Steel trap. These are trap kicks. You should be able to tell. Somebody knows a thing or two about fires with tell them switching without saying it. From kicking orthodox with the shin bone and kicking with the cap. I don't stretch and warm up for my training. I let the first part of training be the warm up. Try the bread basket. Perfect. I notice how that can kick in between the guard because it's soccer kicking. Now, every slice I have to happen. Cut the fucking neck. Slice the cover always. Get it to the spine. Sometimes I do the training too, I do takedowns like this. And then finish him by kicking to the cranium or knife fighting ground and pound. You finish him on the ground. I took that's more than ankle training today. I'm focusing on the kicks. I'm not training for sport fighting, I'm training to kill people, understand? Because street fight is self-defense. If I get into a fight, it might be to the death. I don't have plans to compete in martial arts. I have no desire to. If I'm not using martial arts, most I will be in self-defense. And a lot of times you don't know if you're gonna have to go lethal on them or not. It depends on what you're faced with. So in street fighting, the point situation, I would have to do a takedown on the person and wait for them to. I would have to kick them in the head to kick them in the head. If I kick them so they fall down, do a takedown on the double leg, single leg, and sweep. They're on the ground. Now it's very easy to kick them to the head if you need to. Bible local laws regarding self-defense is working at all times. If you have an ugly face to begin with, rearrange your face permanently to make it even ugly. I got the punching power. If I hit you in the head with elbow strike or punch, you might never be the same again. You brain damage. You don't have to be hit 500 times. I got the power where I can give you brain damage from one power shot and break your fucking face with elbow strikes. Is the power I have. Where I can knock your teeth out, break your jawbone, break your fucking face, and you never look the same again. That's the power I have. The most important part is not martial arts training. For the average person, the most important skill is to go as a person, not be a person that's in the room with somebody doing things that will make anybody feel like hurting you. See, the most important martial art, the most important skill, but as important as learning fighting techniques, fighting with knives, close combat, hand-to-hand combat. More important than those skills, at least as important, is not being a person than getting a fight because you're provoking people and do things that if you're in the room with them, anybody will feel like hurting. Okay. So avoiding conflict is about as important as getting better at dealing with conflict. These are still capture kicks, which is a martial arts form I have on style. Still capture fighting system, which means kicking with still caps, which I see toe kickings. I'm not going to show the still cap right now, but other cases. But this is a still capture kick. See, and it's soft kicking with the cap to the rib cage. Prime target zone, road, knees, shin bone, wherever. See here, the rib cage. Like for example, a lot of people hurt other people physically because they're bullying them. So but as important as learning martial arts is not being a bully. Learning not to be a toxic piece of shit that bullies people. Because if you bully people, sometimes people get bullied and they put up with it for some time and then they confront you. And it might be the next time they see you. So they might have been bullied by you and they let you get away with it. And then it's been staying with them. The psychological violence you picked up on has been staying with them. And like, it's bubbling up to the surface and then it's like a trauma inflicted on them. Maybe next time you see them, they'll assault you. So the important thing is don't be a fucking bullying people, talking about psychological violence, abuse. Because abuse begets abuse, violence begets violence. If you start fighting with people, psychological warfare, bullying, sometimes the bully victim will stand up to you. And that's a dangerous thing to be. In the room, being a bully, being in the room with somebody that you've been bullying and find they have enough to stand up to you. And I'm not recommending that. People shouldn't bully. And above all, the laws of God, sometimes you sweat at all times. So these are still capture kicks to the rib cage, especially effective to the left side of the body because you don't just have a rib cage there, you have the liver there too. Rogan in a podcast talked about in a clip that showed up was like bullying people is so crazy, so dangerous because people don't just let people bully them forever. A lot of people, you bully somebody, they gotta feel like hurting you, and they might wait for you outside of school and attack you. People don't just take counter to being bullied. So Rogan had a clip about bullies and warning bullies about bullying people. He said people don't just let people bully them. If you bully somebody, the person feel like hurting, they might wait for you, like at school, if you're bullying someone at school, wait for you actually leaving school. I actually did that to a bully when I was in high school. I stood up to bully, and this is before I could fight. Like really. Okay. I mean, I had the mentality of fighting the courage and stuff. And the willingness to get hurt and like the risk involved. So I was a kid who grew up in foster care. So I got taken from my family, ripped up from my family in my teenage years. I was paid in foster care across Sweden. And when the judge hit the gavel, not too far from my family to travel. So I was ripped up, it was a trauma in itself. Being a child and ripped up from the family, put on the other side of Sweden, isolated, you don't know anybody, and you're living alone. And this is me being autistic to having ADHD before I was diagnosed. So, and before I learned what I learned about protecting my mental health. So I got ripped out of my family. I ran away from home. The cops here took me, and the social service came. They put me in a temporary foster home. Eventually, I got placed in a foster home, and the foster home was abusive, meaning they were abusive, and I was like living isolated, alone with enemies. See, which I guess feels similar to being in a prison in America. But it's just like you not don't feel safe, so you're isolated. So and from what 14 to 17, 16 maybe, I lived in foster home. So anyways, upon at least 3 years. And I was a foster home kid, so the foster home used me as a cash cow, which is quite common. It's like human trafficking, pretty much light. Whereas like a lot of foster homes in Sweden, they use the foster kids as a cash cow because they get paid like $5,000 a month per foster kid or something like this. So, and I figured this out in hindsight, where it's like I got placed in a foster home, and then initially it was like a honeymoon period where they would like act like a model family, being kind and friendly and stuff, to get me to be like, yes, I want to stay in foster home. Okay. And then it's like once I kind of decided, okay, I want this because you might have like to try. I don't feel like I fit with this family. Okay, let's try you another foster home. And then it's like, okay, this is the one where you settle down with this family. So anyway, they first time they were kind of okay, and like a honeymoon period, which what narcissists and psychopaths do. There's a honeymoon period to get you vulnerable and get you to kind of locked in with them, understand? Would you be like a narcissist? If you think about narcissism, it's like a narcissistic guy, be like act like a perfect boyfriend for 2 weeks. So the girlfriend be like, hey, come live with me, like leave your family and move to the city far away. You don't have a social support network and move in with me. And then now it's like when you're kind of entrenched and anchored in, it's like now they flip the switch on and they start being abusive. And it's harder for you to leave now because the isolation and everything else. And you might have like canceled your lease that you had an apartment and maybe moved city and you didn't get a job yet or something like this. So it's like more dependent, create dependency. The rest support, but I work psychologically. See, I grew up in a foster home, and I had to grow up. I became a man like in my teenage years. It's like I grew up and became a man when I was a boy. I mean, I was more masculine in my character and physically than a lot of men were now. It's like I was working manual labor as a kid. My father was a manly man. He was a blacksmith. I created a ways to destroy. I hindered, killed at the coast of the fire, bring forth the instrument for it to work. He was a blacksmith, okay? Like hindered, bringing forth it. He was a blacksmith and a carpenter. He was a Renaissance man, like a true Renaissance man. So he had some issues with substance abuse, and that brought out the worst of him. But like kind of before that, he was a Renaissance man, very admirable man, where he was not a one-trick pony. He was like where he could paint, and I still have the pictures of his painting. So he could paint, okay, make paintings and beautiful art painting. So he was a painter, he was a carpenter, and a blacksmith, and he had a job to teach arts and crafts in his school, like Waldorf school. So he was the teacher that taught blacksmithing and carpentry, things like this for arts and crafts class. So not just like an average Joe, he was like a pro, understand? And he was making furniture like chairs and tables to the point where he actually sold one of his pieces where he made like a dining room piece, all handmade carpentry, like old school carpentry. Uh, and it, like the classic style is like using glue and kind of fitting things like puzzle pieces and not relying on like drills, nails and stuff like this. So one of his works that he made like a table set with like chairs, maybe 6 chairs and a desk, like a coffee table, dinner table. A hotel in Norway actually bought it for like $5,000 or something like this. It was something that as a kid I was surprised how much money I had paid. Like they just made another deal, and it's like understand. So he was a Renaissance man, and like I said, he had issues with substance abuse, which brought the worst with him. But some of the things that he that are good is that he instilled in me a sense of discipline and hard work and being a man that can do it yourself on yourself. It's like something breaks, you fix it, you try to fix it. And it's kind of shameful that you're a guy that you have to go to a professional at the time. Hey, the computer broke, I had to take the computer shop. The car broke, don't take the car shop. But he was like a get it down person. And then like a true Renaissance man. He could paint, he could build, he could garden, he was planting a garden, I planted weeds. He planted a garden and he was like a botanist, he would do gardening and all kinds. So he was a true Renaissance man. And also he instilled in me masculinity, like not being a sissy, okay, and being strong and working hard. So I was like a helper to him as a boy, which means manual labor. God instilled in me. So, uh, meaning it'd be like he's we live in the countryside. He's a carpenter. He's got projects. Okay, we're gonna build a patio. We're gonna build like a deck outside of the uh, back door, okay, and a fence around the wooden fence. We're gonna dig a garden. We're gonna build a fence around the house, and it'd be like, hey, go lift those rocks. It's like a pile of rocks, and it's like I'm like 8 or something. It's like we're gonna get a rock and carry it for him. It's like where did I put this? I put it back there, understand? And like help him, like, hey, go get a number 10 branch in the garage, and they run to get the number 10 branch. Just looking at a man to model, like a guy who's working, and then also learning by like seeing what he's doing, and then him give you a little task and be like, hey, get this uh, little shovel something you hold over there. Can you get that tool over there? And it's like, um, can you dig here? Do you understand? So it's like carrying stuff and helping out. So anyway, I said, Paul, um, to the top of your bullet, okay, it's like much. Uh, it's like to get. It's like start talking about bullying. It's about led up to that. So I said, Paul, I ran away from home, okay, and the cops came and the social workers, and then I got placed in a temporary foster home. And how old was I? Maybe 12 or 13 when I got taken. And Mike got taken by the state at 12 years old. So I got taken and okay, and placed in a temporary foster home. And later on, maybe I lived there for 2 months or 3 or 4 or something like this until they found like a long-term home. So it's like a temporary foster home, Hoodham, and then you stay there with other kids also awaiting being placed more permanently long-term in a foster home. Uh, and I got placed at far from where I lived with in a family. And the foster home initially was a honeymoon period, but it turned abusive eventually. And I think that it was by design, like the honeymoon. A lot of narcissistic abuse, like a crash course in that. It's like the honeymoon, the idealization phase where you're being really kind to, and then fake kind, and like a honeymoon period. And then it's like the switch on and get abusive. So in my experience, I was abused in the foster home by the kids, like bullying. Okay, so I was alone there, away from my family, didn't have friends. After you come to city, I don't know anybody there. And so that's bad enough. Okay, even if it was a perfect home, it'd be hard to be ripped up from your family uh, and then isolated and not knowing anybody. And now, secondly, the home was placed in the abusive. And so basically, it's like they get, let's say it's like $5,000 to get per month for having me in the foster home. And then in hindsight, I realized this. So it's like initially they had me period, I would get an allowance and they would like treat me to stuff and like maybe buy something in there. Eventually, it's like it dried up and they uh, were using like a cash cow basically. Because let's say they get $5,000 a month from the social office for having a place there. It's like a budget where it's like out of these $5,000, it's like maybe uh, $2,000 is like the payment for having the kid, and the rest of it's like for activities, for clothes for the child. So it's like they need a new winter jacket. It's like buying clothes and immediately new clothes for like after school activities. It should be like, hey, I want to go with my buddies to the movies tonight. Part of the money to get a monthly for things like this to be like clothes for the child, activities, and things like this. And they won't give me that. It'd be like once a year I come home and it's like a set of clothes, like jeans and a jacket on the bed. Oh, yeah, I got clothes for you. See, and it's not even like I can pick. It's like they go to some outlet store and buy some, get this for, and not ill-fitting, bad, the type of like cheaper stuff you get bullied for. Like more like the risk factor you get bullied is you got ill-fitting clothes and like the cheapest brands and things like this. So it'd be like once a year I come home to get clothes, yeah, we bought clothes for, and I didn't get this shop, and so they're getting paid for like maybe it's every month they're supposed to buy something for you. But I'd be like hold it back, like once you get to check the box, be like, yeah, we did buy clothes for one once, okay. So it's like a couch used to like a cash cow, so which is like human trafficking light. Because I get a child away from the family, Swedish social workers, and then he gets abused, and then the social service get tax money for keeping him, and the foster home gets money to help him there. So anyway, I was a late bloomer, like a scrawny little kid, and that's something they would bully me from the foster home too. It's like you got all the spaghetti arms and you're weak and things like this, including that in the foster home, and then the other kids. So they were making fun of me like that. And speaking of which, this is also the start of my striking, real like striking training. So one of the things I started doing was they had like a mirror, and I'd be standing and doing things like this. I had one buddy, a friend that I got to know in school. He was training Kempo karate, and he taught me a little bit, like showed me a little bit like karate stuff. So I would be doing like standing for the mirror and doing rotations like this because he showed me it's like karate punching and like different ways to punch. But anyway, that's the point. So I was a skinny, squat little kid and a late bloomer, and I got bullied in school. And it happened one time where just the willingness to fight sometimes can be enough to deter a predator. Just showing like a real willingness to fight can be enough to deter bullies at times. And one time that happened, there was some like Chinese, no, Vietnamese girls that possibly had a crush on, okay, and they were being bullied by some guys. And it's like I walk up there and I strike like a kung fu pose as in the movie. You understand? I'm like, hey, leave these girls alone. Stop bullying them. It's like, I saw you bullying them outside. And they were like, oh, quiet. They're like, oh, they're chasing her. And I go like, hey, stop bullying. And the pose is like the own body pose. It's like I stand up and understand to be like the captain, like White Knight, understand? But it's like, I stood up there and then one of the guys was like, it's like, and I struck like a kung fu pose I've seen in the movie or something like this, I understand. And I'm like, I'm ready, I understand. And it just, and I wasn't like, I was ready to, yeah, you might come to blows, but I struck that pose. And it's like, I'm like, I understand. And he's like, look at me. And then he's like, okay, whatever, okay, let's go, get going, guys. So just like the willingness, it's not all fake, but it's like, if it, like I'm just pretending this part of that, like act like I know how to fight. But it's also the willingness to get in a fight. If the bluff doesn't work, I'm ready to fight because what I'm going to do now is like it might lead to him to strong punches, and I'm ready to get into the situation. So that I had a willingness to fight, okay, and risking it. Now that didn't lead to anything. Now later on, there was a guy, uh, a tall guy, tall lanky guy, a really tall guy, and I was a short, scrawny kid, and he was one of these rich ass kids where he would have like brand clothing, like luxury brand clothing, and I would be the opposite, where it's like I'm like a little bit weird, scrawny guy who's got round down cheap clothes, and he would become one of these people, be like starting with low level bullying, be like, oh look at Mike, like he's walking with his buddies down the hallway, I'm walking there, being like a nervous autistic guy. He's like got bully syndrome, okay. Then he's like, oh, look at Mike and his clothes. Or as they pass, you understand. And things like this would be like taking shots at me, and they were like laughing and things like this. And eventually was something where this guy who was a lot bigger and taller than me, and this I hadn't hit puberty yet. So and he was like taller. He hit puberty. He was taller than me. He might have been as tall as I am today. And maybe then I was like 167 ish, 157, I don't know. But that's the point. As tall as I am today, tall. So anyway, there was he intermediate where he would like bully me. So he'd be like, I feel uncomfortable because if I see him, he's gonna start bullying. And then this is one of my lessons of before I learned how to fight, get better at fighting. Okay, so now before this, my first fist fight I got in was before I was 10 years old and I won it. I just punched him and bully in the mouth. Bully again, say, standing up to bully. And he started, and I punched in the mouth. And so that was my first uh, fist fight to my memory. And I won it because I punched him once in the mouth, in front of the face, and he's got blood and looked sharp and walks off. And they didn't want to fight anymore. Took the fight out of him. So I counted as a win. Okay. So his opponent. Um, Now this is later on, okay. So I'm in my teenage years, not like 9 or 10 or something like this. Uh, it is the thing where he walks down the hallway, and I've been bullied by this guy several times, and I've had enough of it. So I'm gonna hit him back. So there's like a hallway, and he's walking, and I do like a trip on him, where like as I time it when he's walking past me, he's walking, and like I'm standing here, and then as he's walking past the time, I shoot my leg out like this to do a trip. And he goes like this, but I think he caught himself. I was like, what the hell are you doing? And I think I might actually have ran off. Okay, okay. But it's like, do you understand? Like a trip. Now, he's not very fighting fair and honorably when his three guys and pick on a bigger guy, a smaller guy who's like a foster care victim, like traumatized, and he's picking him to bully, and he's bigger, and he's with friends. Okay. So he didn't fight very fair with me, you understand? So I tried to trip him, and he did catch himself and didn't fall. And I said, "What the hell?" I think I might have ran off. Now later on, I go to the lunch, and this might be the same day, but I think it might be the same day. It was like it's the lunch break, and I run ahead and I go wait at the entrance to the all like cafeteria and eating. And I'm waiting there at like a board, a corkboard, and had like a brick wall. And I'm waiting there. And then sure enough, he arrives, and you can see he's like worked up and coming at me. And he gets me, shoves me, pins me against the wall, I was and he got me pinned against the wall, and I'm just kind of trying to break free. And I didn't know any of the things that I know now, except from this position, like it's one elbow strikes it. I didn't have any muscle memory for this type of thing. So, well, I can drop my weight to get his legs and do double leg takedown, or like a knee to the groin from this position. Like in hindsight, I go like, well, when I was here, I feel like, what do I do? Okay, there's a lot of things that I could have done that I just didn't know. Like, well, knee to the groin, elbow strike to the body, or like elbow strike, overhead elbow strike, or like grab him this way. Or there's a lot of things that I know now that it's like I could have pulled off if I knew them back then. But it's like he's bigger than me, and we have the same two untrained guys, not only fighting this really, and it's just like similar ability, but one person's a lot bigger. So he's got me pinned against this wall, and it's a wall wrestling. Was like I'm trying to break free, and he's like pushing me and yanking me around. I remember that I had pain in my neck after that from since it is. So they didn't come to like real blows still. But after this, uh, there was a home class. There was a home class, okay. And I don't think that he apologized to me at this point. There was a home class, a homesteading class, where they have like a school, part of the school. It's like teach you how to adult, okay, you're an adult. So they had like a classroom. There's like kitchens, one kitchen after another, and they have the teacher go from kitchen to kitchen. You have like a job to cook or something like this. There's like a row of kitchen islands, so you can go and the teacher can go and look and how's this going? Yeah, it's going. I understand. And he was in there, and then he was maybe gave me a dirty look or something like this. And I got like a knife that's about this big, and I'm just like looking at him while holding the knife, and because he gave me a dirty look before, I'm not gonna just looking at him, okay? And then I see fear in his eyes there because I'm like 15 feet holding a huge knife, and I'm looking at him like, what? You just gave me a dirty look, what? Okay. And he's like, oh, to the teacher, the guy's holding a knife. And I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm cooking. You looked at me, I look back at you. What's the matter? Okay. So then I think after this, he left me alone. I think that was the last time that he fucked with me. And I think he might actually have a portion there, hey, let's leave each other alone or something like this. And I'm like, okay, dude, whatever, okay, mind your business, mind my business, or something like this. But I think that after this, he kind of like, hey, let's stop messing with each other. Like another time where it's like, hey, let's stop messing with each other. I go, okay, so fine, let's stop messing with each other. Okay. So anyways, the point, and this is like a case study in bullying and what people feel like doing to you and what you risk as a bully. See, what you risk as a bully. Because people don't just let people abuse them and bully them and talk about psychological violence forever. You're risking, if you're provoking somebody, bullying somebody, that they will hit you back somehow, some way, somehow, sooner or later. It could be in the moment they're not reacting to it, but the bullying you did to them stays with them, and if that keeps coming to the surface like a trauma, then it's like you did this to me, and they start plotting on and scheming and think about how to get back at you. See, and so anyways, the point. Uh, so yeah, now here's the thing. My first fist fight, I won it, which was a childhood friend. Once again, a bully. Once again, a guy bullied me, my childhood friend. And I don't know exactly. I wish I could tell exactly what it was 8 or 9 or 10. I was less than 12 for sure. And I'm in the village with my childhood friend, my sister, and his brother. And we'll be hanging out with each other, friends playing together. And it turned to bullying. We're like in the fourth room and an upper room. And it's talking like, oh, Mike, understand. It's like bullying. And it's like the group of kids over here, like, oh, Mike, they get some bullying. Mike, bullying. And I start feeling really abused. And I just get mad and I walk up on it and punch him in the mouth. Just sock him right in the mouth. So in this area. So like either take both the nose or the mouth or just the mouth, the jaw. But how he reacted to just walk up and straight from he punched in the mouth is like shocked. So he got hit and then he has like blood on his hand and his face and like a look of bewilderment, surprise. And it's like, what the hell just happened? Okay. And then he just starts like walking off and I'm ready to see if it's gonna be more funny after this because he just punched the guy and he's just shocked and walked off and like this. So I kind of win because I punched him like once and it wasn't a psycho punch, I provoked. If you start talking to somebody, the fight started there. Okay. If you start doing narcissistic abuse, bullying, suddenly not pick on somebody, you're fighting the person. You're trying to hurt them. This is again hurting each other. Again, you just started saying, doing violence, psychological violence. You just started the fight. Understand? If you start doing things to make the person feel abused, bullied, you started the fight. Understand? And it's up to them if they don't fight back or if they fight back and how. Okay. Like I said, abide by local laws and don't set things use of weapons. But I know that in my life, when I've got a physical with somebody, it's been being bullied before that and never provoked. So that was my first street fight, fist fight, and it's just one punch and it took the fight out person. And I didn't run after him and like beat him to the ground. It's like he's a defeated man. I punched him. He started a fight bullying. I punched him in the mouth. I took the bullying out of him. And he doesn't want to fight anymore, apparently. So it's like, okay. Um, now his support. Uh, I fought the same guy later on. It happened again that we fought. And same thing there, he was violating my boundaries. I had told him, don't come around me. So we live in the same village, childhood friends. And he turned away, okay. In hindsight, being taught video, I won't be surprised to recently flipped and started talking. It's like he got recruited as like an agent for the deep state program, gang stalking. I won't be surprised. Now here's the point, the behaviors talks no matter what the motivation is. So it was a fly marker, not just generally toxic. But he had started getting weird with me again. And it'd be like things I would cut my own hair, and he'll go to the hair salon and be more metrosexual than me. Okay, meaning it's like he's gonna have the brand clothing and like all piss it up. And I was like that for a while. Where it's like I wanted to have like hair gel and wax and sort of hairstyle and like a look that wasn't really that masculine for this, but just like okay. But he was more like that. So it's like I show up, I say I cut my own hair and go, I'm not like fucking pussy like you who cut their own hair or something like this. Hang out at his house. He says something, I go, what the fuck? and I leave. Another time, he shows up and wants to talk to me, says. And he's like, oh, don't you feel like a fucking loser that you don't have a job or something like this? That you're not working? And it's like, I had autism, ADHD. And there's a reason that I'm on disability. And I was honest before I had a diagnosis. It's like, it's not the right thing for me. I can't really deal with that. So anyway, support. It's like that bullying stuff at my house. And eventually, with all the stuff that he's doing, passive aggressive and fucking with me and more overtly aggressive, it gets to the point tell him, I don't want to see you again. Don't come around me. You're not welcome. Don't come to my house. I'm not coming to your house. It's like, we're done. We're not friends. I don't want to hang out with you anymore. Don't come around my house. Don't, okay, I'm not coming around your house. Don't come around my house. And just leave me alone. Just stay away from me. Uh, and now, purposefully, it happens where I'm sleeping and I get up in the morning and go to the kitchen, get my coffee, whatever. And he's sitting at the computer desk with my brother, my oldest brother. So despite I told don't come around me. So this looks like he's trying to add for me around the house and bully me. And be like, oh, Mike said he don't want to come around his house, don't want to see me anymore. So I'm going to use his brother to get to him. So he'd be like, hey, can I come play video games with you sometimes? Like he'd use my brother to get in my house with like possibility. Because I told him I don't want to see you, don't come hang out. So he's like, use my brother, hey, let's play video games, stuff like this. And I wake up and I come up and he's sitting at the computer desk with my brother. After I told him don't come around my house, so don't come around me anymore. And it's like I'm still like half awake. I open the sitting here and I open the fridge and it slams against the back of the chair that it's sitting on. And I'm like, oh, okay, I see. Because I guess with the adrenaline course, so possibly it's like I didn't have that good control. Do you understand? So I'm just gonna open the fridge and bang, it slams against it. Possibly I was a little bit stressed. And he like bolts up, flies up out of the chair and like squares up with me outside. And I think there was like a push, like a hand, put hands on me, push, and then something twitching in his arm as if he's going to throw a punch or something like this. So he gets in my face. It's just an accident. I hit the chair there, and he gets up and like a push like this, and then something as if do you understand, like he's bowling up, like he's charging up or something. It's something that twitches as if he's about to throw something. At which point I punched him twice in the ear, bang bang like this. I still practice and train sometimes. I fell in love with that punch, fall in love with those punches because it's like that I've seen that be an effective attack before, where it's like from here, bang, straight from the hip, double tap to the ear. So the first punch was from the hip, bang, just like this, okay? And it's not even like good boxing language, it's like down or something like this. It's just like straight from here, bang, see, like just from the hip, just bang like this, kind of mostly all punching here. And then bounce off recall, and then punch again from this new position. So basically, this, here. I just got pushed, and there's something twitching, it's gonna throw a punch. Double tap like this, just a double tap like this, here. See that one, which is here, bang, kind of bounce off the cranium, and then instead of charging up on it again, it's just double tap like recall, where it's like, see like that, where it's like bouncing off this cranium like this. Show it again, the technique. So here to the ear. So from here, see, and it's first part from the hip, bang, bounce off the cranium here, and then not bring it all the way back, but it's like bang, bang. See, it's like bouncing off the head. 1, 2. And the effect that had on him, it got him like dazed, like wobbling. Like if you watch boxing, I've seen this in boxers, like when they're right before they get knocked out, and that guy's must have finishing him. Where it's like you get punched, you've seen this in boxing, where the guy gets like a glazed over look and a little bit like wobbly, understand? Like it looks punch drunk. So it had that effect on him. It didn't drop and knock him out, but it got him like dazed. And once again, where he looked surprised at what just happened to him. Which he shouldn't be. I guess he had a false sense of security being in my house fucking with me. Where it's like he was never expecting cognitive dissonance. Acute, powerful cognitive dissonance. Where he must have been telling himself like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and I know that he told me don't come out of my house. I'm gonna come in his house and he's too much of a bitch to stand up to me. He'll never dare to. Or if he does it, did you understand? Some reason he felt safe in what he was doing, and you could tell that reality was giving him concrete dissonance. Where it's like, wow, this wasn't safe, okay? And that's when he knew. Fuck around and found out. He found out. So he found out. So he found out. So I punched him twice. So I break it down like the blow by blow commentary on the fight now. Okay. So 2 punches like this, and now he's wobbly, and like you can tell that like he's glazed over and he's grabbing his ear like this. So I hit him in the ear. I told the ear, hit the ear twice, bang bang, and which he gets wobbly and like a dead look, which I believe if I would have capitalized this opportunity and hit him more, most likely he'll go down, get knocked out, or get dropped. But this was defensive because he either pushed me and then was cocking something up and reacting defensively, just bang bang punching to interrupt his attack. Putativ nödvändigt. So what is the point? So he punched me twice in the ear, like a preemptive defense, because he already pushed me and it looks like he's about for another attack. So I go just punch him twice, and that did work, but it's not attacking more. Now at this point, I don't finish it and keep attacking until he's on the ground unconscious. It is more defensive. And my brother, who was not privy to, so I'm not mad at my brother for this. Meaning, I think he didn't know the context. He didn't see like the day before, week before. I told him, don't come around my house. We're not friends anymore. I don't want to see you around me. I won't come to your house. Don't come to my house. Stay away from me. We live in the same village, and we'll stop being friends. He didn't see that, and oh, this guy being here is to fuck with Mike, okay, in his own home and like fucking bullying him. So my brother, I guess, just sitting and like suddenly there's a fight, and to him it might have looked like his brother me just assaulted somebody, just jumped somebody, okay. And it's like the shock and surprise, and he might not have seen what led up. He might have just when he turned around, he sees me punching that twice, okay. And without the context of seeing the push before that they did to me, and without seeing what I told the guy don't come around my house. So that double punch there, it worked. And at this point now he's wobbly, and my brother comes out shocked. As I said, I don't fault him. He didn't have full awareness. So he thinks I just assaulted somebody that he's friends with. He didn't know the context. And my brother, this is common, and it's meaning in young men, this is one of the most common instinctual ways to fight is like windmill. It's one of what also like that from the sides, like these haymakers, but also like windmilling attacks is quite common. It's like natural male attack methods before that's like an out of fight, but can still hurt you. Can break your nose, it can hurt you. So as I remember it, my brother said, "What the hell are you doing?" And he starts throwing windmill punches like this at me. So this guy is still like coming to and like wobble and like surprised. Now this is a few seconds, and it takes long to explain it. So he just got hit, he's like wobble and surprised. And then my brother was like, "What the hell?" And he just starts throwing windmill punch at me, kind of like this, kind of like this, like windmill punches, like this, like hammer fist, like spinning hammer fist, kind of like this. And I start blocking, so it's a simple attack, which means the block is simple. So I start blocking with like rotations, like doing this with my arms, understand? And I'm catching a lot of these like hammer fist windmill attacks with my forearms. And I think a few of them might have gotten through and hit like here, okay? But I was doing a good job, and he starts throwing these like wild windmill hammer punches that I start like blocking them like this, you understand, blocking like this, and it's working. It's like a simple attack and a simple defense. Okay, it's like an instinctual way to block something's coming here. It's like block here, and understand. And a few of them might have gotten through and hit me at the top of the cranium, but it wasn't like knocking me out. Now the same punch, if they hit you in the nose, it can really hurt you, and somewhere else. It's like this heavy fist. Now at this point, so my brother, I'm not looking to fight him. Understand? I'm not looking to. So I'm not throwing any punches. Like I'm blocking his attacks, and I'm not attacking. I'm just focusing on blocking his attacks, and I counter-attacking. At this point, this guy's come too, and because I'm offline like this, so if I want to protect as a takedown, there's a reason for the fight stance like this, because I can sprawl as much as a takedown on me, and I can do all kinds of stuff. So I have more a push kick to or push. If I have my hind leg back here, that gives me some break, and it's harder to like top of me. So if you're here and get pushed here, it's easier to take you down. If you're standing sideways, you don't have like a base with one leg back. So even like the boxing stance can make it hard to take down than a person standing like this, okay, normally. So here's the point. At this point, I'm blocking punches. This guy comes to, he sees his opportunity, and he dives on me and does like a takedown. Now he's not a trained wrestler, I don't believe, but he's just kind of like a tackle. Yeah, I'm here blocking punches, and he comes to and like shoots on me. And does like a tackle. I fall down on the ground. It's like a hard floor. It's like a rug on it, but it's not too much to cushion the blow. Fall down on the ground, and now it's like a wrestling match. And I'm wrestling two people. I'm getting kicked in the head as I'm on the ground too, with like little rabbit kicks. I'm getting kicked in the head as I'm on the ground, and I'm getting dazed too. And I'm wrestling with this guy, and I didn't really know any wrestling moves. I didn't know rear naked, how to do rear naked. I didn't know how to defend rear naked. I didn't know how to do an arm bar. And at least like things at least I know, like if I'm in this position, I can go for this and try. So here's the point. It's just like instinctual, like he's trying to push me down. I got to try to push up, okay? He's trying to like hold on to my arm. I got to feed the arm. He's trying to push me down. I got to push up, okay? So it's like instinctual wrestling. And eventually, it's like I lost. They were like trying to get me. He was like, "Give up, stop!" And I'm like, "Okay." And then eventually, it's like, uh, okay, let me go. I'm down or something like this, and with tears in my eyes. Okay, I got my ass kicked. So it's like when I come to with tears in my eyes, I'm like, run off so bad and go to find some place to lick my wounds. Okay, but here's the thing. Notice I'm being kind there. I could have knocked him the fuck out. Understand? Like it's like it's because I didn't capitalize my opportunities. He capitalized my opportunity to take me down because I'm defending against another person over here. And when I saw him dazed, if I would have hit him again, most likely he will go down and get knocked out. Okay. So anyway, support. So yeah, that's another time I fought a bully, and that's another time I fought a bully. That's another time I fought a bully. I've seen all kinds of stuff. I've seen people too. So I've had some experiences with bullies. Okay. I've had all kinds of experiences. I've also seen videos where, not me of course, but another guy got bullied and he walked up and put a knife to the throat of the guy who was bullying him. And the guy looked really scared after that. Meaning, I've seen that. It was like a movie. I saw it show up somewhere on the video. And that person was being bullied, and he goes to the kitchen, gets a knife, and he comes back, and he's got a covert like this, and the person bullying, and then puts it like this, like more type of people are still like stopping the kick or something. It's very good control. We stopped it just at the throat. Understand? Was I walk up on a guy, and then places the knife against the throat, and the person was a bully had a knife in the throat. Now, not that. Okay, and without a cut, without a scratch, that's control. It was like the person must have had some skill wielding knives and stuff somehow because he walks up to the guy, puts the knife against his throat, and like pulls it last moment. So it's like touching the throat, but it's not giving a scratch, not a cut, and it doesn't hurt the person. It's like this, and it's got against his throat, and the person is really scared. So there's all kinds of stuff that can happen to people for bullying others, and I don't care who you are. If you're an old lady, an old man, you're 20 years old, whoever you are, it doesn't give you a right to abuse people if you're a woman or elderly or out of shape or something like this. It's like it doesn't make a difference. If somebody bullies somebody, abuses them, you're fighting against them. So don't get in a fight. Don't join an army fighting a war against somebody if you're not ready for war, I would say. It's like don't if you're an old lady or an old man, don't join the Ukrainian army and go to war fighting the Russians and then act surprised like a victim if you get bullied so much because you chose to show up in the war fighting. Understand? So it doesn't give anybody bullying is wrong no matter who does it. There's nobody has the right to bully others. Not because you're old. And on top of that, I've seen a lot of people in the gang stalking or paid bullies, they bully me. A lot of times they say it's all perception management. So it's like a lot of times they use the elderly and women for some of the worst attacks because they hoping that I will get mad and it will be a bad look. Perception matters have these people. So they have people bullying me every time I go to the supermarket or even though I'm home sometimes. There are flying monkeys working target me for this persecution protocol, gang stalking, and do narcissistic target these tactics. And sometimes it's elderly people, sometimes it's women that you have, sometimes it's other shape people, and it's designed to be like putting the numbers and we would prefer that if Mike loses it, we would say the worst attacks, most angle for these people, and we're hoping it'd be like a bad look. Like when the old guy came knock on my door. It's like, well, if I would have responded by punching him out, it'd be like, oh, Mike punched an old man, it's like bad look count or something like this. But the reason was, if that would have happened, is because he was an old man target for the program that did something that's like weird when he walks up and puts his hand on me. Like he taps me on the shoulder. Okay. And which is like that's a higher level than that doesn't happen in Super. Then have the person walk up and pat me on the shoulder or something like this. So I don't give a shit. I can tell you now that if you hear I got into a fight, street fight, weapons or not, no matter who it's with, you can come back and they want to do it against something. So before, okay, because if I get locked up or something like this, because I got in a street fight, I can't control, I can't be certain that I get the, like, here's my side of the story. So I can tell you before that if you hear that I got into a street fight, a fight in a supermarket, a fight with somebody, if it's just verbal or physical, you can counter the fact that the person was bullying me, and 99% certain they were against talking, working for the program at the flying market that were talking right before I confronted them about it and reacted to it. So. My computer seems to froze up. Either the computer froze up. No, it was just the. I have a battery controlled mouse, a battery powered mouse. I saw somebody left a comment. I'm gonna see. Don't expect me to take you seriously. If you're a person that has normalized blocking people quickly, the show up in your chat with anonymous accounts, because it's like a plague now, where people are. That's weird. See, it's like being anonymous online. Like these people have blank channels, shock puppet accounts, and I'm well within my rights to just block people. See, so most amateur individuals means there's people that have a job to bully me online and harass me, to show up and like, haha, you suck, Mike, F you, and attack me online, okay? And 99.99% of those people have blank accounts, see? Meaning channels, empty channels, no videos, live streams, no picture of the face, and things like this. And there's a problem with people being anonymous online. So don't expect if you show up in my channel, leaving comments with a blank channel that that you won't get blocked and that I won't ignore you. Just on the basis of that alone, if you have a blank channel, you might get blocked just for showing up with a blank channel. I said that's some comments. Hold on. Maybe not. Translate. English. Okay. Well, maybe this was a normal person and not a bully. Sometimes people come to my chat and they don't have an account and they're oh, okay. Maybe this was a normal person. Somebody came in and wrote in Thai language. They go, wow, what are you doing, host? I'm training. Okay. So maybe I was a person who wasn't like a bully. So a lot of times when people show up and they have a channel without pictures and without no videos. It's that empty channel. A lot of times these accounts show up bullying me, harassing me, like, haha, you're bad, I'm saying. So just somebody show up with a blank account, it's like, here we go again, maybe it's one of these people. Okay, so now this person, when I click translate, the comments themselves weren't always intact comments. So I don't have a problem with that account. What time is it? 1936. Maybe that's before I turn off the chat restriction. I'm a Christian warrior. I'm a Christian warrior. I'm not a martial artist, I'm a warrior. I'm not a hobbyist. I'm a Christian warrior. In a war where I'm being attacked psychologically and physically. I'm the target of a program that recruits people to part of real life online. And psychological is a big part of it. But it's also physical attacks where sometimes I can't go outside. I go to the supermarkets, people are sent to the supermarket, brutal and harassing them. Even people going home, I'm told. And I have the right to leave my life out and abuse and terrorize. I have the right to go outside the power and have the people try to harass me and spray me with chemicals and do other things. And they don't have the right to do what they do. And I mean, sooner or later, the truth will come out. And I'm part of public record. I'm not going to be against all Israel. So if it ever gets to a point, there's 56 falls, I'm one of the people, and I'm being told this year by these people what it's called. So here's a flashlight that I have. It's a red. This might be the first time I buy a red flashlight. One of the benefits is it retains night vision. So if you use it at night, there's benefits to having it blind light, but if you're looking to use it and not really night vision, this is good. You can still see it. So. Yeah, I'm gonna end the station. I might go live again. I'll keep the Rumble stream on. I'm gonna end the phone stream, go to the kitchen, and plug the charger cable and get the battery. And we'll see if I go live a little bit later today. So let's do a live stream. If I go walk the box up, that's his way. And don't move the people. Here's something. The philosophy with majesty. Philosophy. I don't believe that people have the right should have the right to feel safe and comfortable while moving with each other. Even if it's only just moving with each other. I don't believe people have the right to feel safe and sound and comfortable. But they have orders to move through. I don't believe so. They should have a feeling. They should have a concern about what's going to happen to them. That's like, if you might be trying to do everything's so very close, you might be able to find someplace in there. Yes, so, I don't believe the people that are being solved from this book totally moving tax have the right to feel safe. They have every reason to be afraid of what's going to happen. Because sooner or later, somebody in power might use the power they have to make them face justice. Somebody more powerful than they are, they have the ability to hurt them, like use that power to be able to. You might get to a point where it's like, it's like a tribunal, and people follow against authors, and they get court martial and so. And yeah, bullying is bad, and people bullying others is bad. I don't like bullies. I don't like bullies. They support me. When I was old, and really was a really good time. I had success with this bullies. I was able to hurt them. Now I'm stronger, older, better, faster, and more trained. I know how to fight with knives, guns, sticks, fists, and most fact that I'm definitely more dangerous now than I was before. So my ability to stand up to bullies hasn't decreased over time. It's increased. Now, being open up should be more being good at what I'm doing in school. What got really good at that since we succeed, which is more accurate stuff in this area. I've been testing for like 5 months with those system don't use getting some persecution for that. And it's more than practice school. And it hasn't had once that touch on the kid push on it. Okay. So that is program. I didn't know how to find this because if you're doing something anything that shows that you're working for this program, say in the supermarket, you want to do shopping and out the supermarket, that's me. They're out shopping. If you do anything, that's like, oh, this one is before the program. You just show that you're in the command. You're part of the army. If it's the first time you work with, you're a new recruit. You're working for an army, waging war on me. That's been waging war on me for years, psychological warfare. That has attacked me physically. I have permanent damage to my right leg from shot with leg with a dog on the ones he worked with before. Did it go so? That's what I think it was. I've been shot with leg from there. And at the last one, I'm like, after that. I've been sprayed with chemicals that I've worked for before. They've had people kind of leak accidents in the supermarket. They're trying to make that accidents. I've been sprayed with chemicals when I was saying. The current course I called classes on that refuse in the air, that gas that has in chemical toxins and weird. So if you show your work with for you're paid, you work good, all of your soul in the army. And you go like you're not like the special forces like I am, like the elite soldier compared to the average person. Like you're like a refract culture forces. You're like a lot of real peasant forms here in Detroit. The point is, technically, this program is what you want, physical and psychological warfare. If you work for this program, you are in the program, you are working for a program that has been taught with psychological and physical warfare, has been active physical and in ways that could kill you. Okay. Now, I intend to not it's a science fashion, I don't intend to be a physical program. Okay. This factory doesn't like fine bars to buy because it's a creature. There's a boss. But it is a technical philosophy. It's like I think would be wrong. That's the intent. So I'm intending to joke as much as possible. But it's like I really don't like being used to it. It shouldn't make me happy, it makes me angry. And hopefully it won't get to where it's a violent situation when you do some wrong to more people. Hopefully it won't get to a situation like that. But if it does, I've got to work up. How many people through the microchurch have been talking with this for years? Where I take all Robert Baker and his other ministries. Ministry boys. And his churches that can hold against all the persecutions. They hold it on the lot. So anyway, I'm going to finish up now. And I'm not going to be later one times. It's 1945. That's the way that's going to be in the live stream. My name is Mike. I'm a Christian warrior. In a war, we fought with persecution war called gang stalking. Gang stalking is real. And God will, and God was supposed to work. It will be known that you would be exposed. Okay? Be exposed. It's not over, I'm not done trading. Okay, this was a real account. Hello, Sawadee. I had a Thai person in there, and at first I thought it was one of these anonymous, could it be one of these anonymous accounts? But I went to go to channel, and they have actual videos of those drawing up that one of these cyberstalker accounts to show up harassing me. So hello, Sawadee to the Thai person who ordered the chat. Sawadee. Welcome. Kap kun krap. Kap kun krap. Welcome. Welcome to my channel. Okay, I'm going live again on my phone. Let's hope we still capture Friday training. And I'm live. This is part of my trading stream. In my previous stream, I was initially trading. I was trading kicks, low kicks, and then the other stuff, trading martial arts. And in this night, I'm going to be training steel cap shoe fighting, cap shoe kicks, toe kicks, the steel caps. In the previous stream, I was using my training shoes, so I can train for steel cap shoe fighting, but I wear steel cap shoes. But wear these sport shoes. But I like to play with the main safe. So in this item, I'm going to be training steel cap shoe kicking. Let's blow my strength. I pray to God for the fire. God has not a person. As a young man, I became a Christian before I was 7 years old, and I started praying to God. And one of the first things I remember starting to pray to God about, I prayed to God to make me stronger and faster, help me get stronger and faster and better at fighting, and then help me to stay strong and fast. And I've stayed strong and fast. I still obtained speed and strength. And I got better at fighting. So thank God for that. God has helped me to. God has answered my prayers, and God has answered prayers. I pray to God. One of the first things I pray to God when I become a Christian was I pray to make me stronger, faster, better at fighting, and help me to stay strong and fast. I'll be getting stronger and fast and stay strong and fast. And that's actually one of my most impressive abilities, my speed, okay, and my strength, punching power. Another glorifying God as a prayer report is shortly after getting saved, I went to a place called Hill City with my family. Somebody's birthday, maybe my birthday. We went to an arcade hall. It was like a huge shopping center, arcade hall, where they had like a bowling hall, food courts, a shopping mall in there, and like arcades. And I saw that they had one of these punching power machines. And you punch and you see like how hard the punch was. And I prayed to God. I remember before this, I would pray to God to get stronger and faster, better at fighting. And that's exactly it. And when I tried this, I prayed to God, God, I pray to help me with it. I pray to help me break the record. I pray to help me break the record of this punching power machine. And so I prayed to God, I'll break the record. Then in front of at least 2 witnesses, I broke the record. But I have to pray to God, which is a type of sense where I prayed to God and I was able to accomplish extraordinary physical feat above that record. So I broke the record, I punched it, I think maybe 3 attempts when I came place at full school. It's like ding, 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 new record. So I got the record. So that's got the punching power for us, I'm sorry. Where I was the hardest punch of all the men possibly thousands of men that climb the machine. Big guys, small guys, and understanding the psychology, like pure statistics, critical thinking, which is a full concept. So for a lot of people, I have to share the output of critical thinking, right, with other people because they want to write these insights themselves. So I go to work on a punching power machine after praying to God to break it, which means out of all the men that have tried this machine, I was the hardest puncher. Now it's a big venue here on Sydney. There are food courts, so there's going to be a lot of traffic, like hundreds of people in every day. There's going to be like guys, they go there like a group of guy friends, and so so there's going to be like, more than hundreds of people. I would guess that kind of machine, possibly thousands, just to how much traffic is in this place on regular. And also, more likely it's martial arts required because you have all these people go there. So if it's like a group of guy friends who's going to this place, like see the movies and eat, and I may go to a pub with a balls, but it's if I hey Bob, you're training for boxing, aren't you trying to understand? So it's more likely that somebody that trains martial arts is going to try this machine than somebody who doesn't. So out of all the men that try that machine, I might thought about what's the secret? It's Samson typified, where being able to act the praying to God for strength, being able to do an extraordinary physical feat. I am not as other men, obviously. I am not as the other men or average guys, they could have punched his heart. And who might push the pray to God for trying to break the record. So out of all the guys at the private machine, I walked the record in front of witnesses. Now this is not when I had like live streaming phones and TikTok and shorts. I would have recorded if I did. But I wish my mother witnessed that. That my two brothers and my ex-girlfriend was Chinese. They witnessed the break the record. Yeah, so yeah, that's sanctified. So the average Christian doesn't have the power of God. They don't have this action. I used to suffer panic attacks, and I do these big follow drives instead of praying to God, and God is with me. Illuminate my mind to the truth. I can see the truth of the truth. I kill myself with panic attacks after suffering for many years. See, more than a conqueror. I'm more than a conqueror. I can do all things. Like, can you do karate? Yeah. Can you do martial arts? Yeah. Can you do cooking? Yeah. Can you do singing? Yeah. Can you do I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. So I broke the record of a conscious machine after praying to God to break it. But without all the men that tried that, I was the hardest puncher of all. And right before I broke the record, I prayed to God to break the record. So I guess it's hard for other Christians to relate to that we empower average mediocre lives, and they have it by faith, being like a Christian like me, and people in the Bible, Hebrews 11, they've accomplished like rare things, extraordinary things by faith. See, you pray to God about something. God, I pray to help me to be healed. I got panic attacks for many years. There's like pray to God when I go out to make true testimony. I killed myself panic attacks. Then asthma attacks. I used to ride a medline inhaler. Pray to God. I figure out how to fix my. I killed myself with asthma attacks. To stop filling my medline inhaler. Stop using my asthma inhaler. So a heavy smoker, diagnosed with asthma bronchitis, prescribed an inhaler by a doctor. I just aced the night video, held my breath for 1 minute, 30 seconds. And the cardio, it's remarkable. But this is like in the natural, seems to be true. That's how you can, as a man of God, be. You can be extraordinary. God is not a God that makes Christians weaker. Okay, God is an abilifier and enabler. When He takes some area where you're lacking, and He doesn't have to be like, oh, I have to make myself bad. Well, God can make you go from kind of good to extraordinary. See, so to fill up that which is lacking. So God is all about showmanship and accomplishing great feats and having His power and honor to go through human vessels. Using human beings, they are His children, to accomplish things that make His power. I'm not joking. So just because I'm dealing with gaslighting, just because I'm dealing with gaslighting, I know what I make feels it is. Share a testimony, and I will correct our passion for our machine. The people are value to help you just make it up. And I have witnesses to it. So my mom saw it, my brothers, and my girlfriend, and maybe like 100 pounds from how to look at it, right? I got at least 2 witnesses, okay, to be break that machine. And because it's been so long ago, and I know that people are gonna gas it, they just make it up. I asked my wife to get Paul, but hey, Mom, I've been talking to YouTube about that. I pray to God to be, I gotta take the, like, am I just remember, am I misremembering or could you verify if this happened or not? It's like, I have remembered that book director of Passion Machine once in Hero City. Did that happen or not? It's like, it's fine if you don't tell me what I'm going to, if it didn't happen, don't remember tell me so. She goes, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that. And she actually told, I talked to one of your brothers one time, and one of them said I didn't remember. See? So, I got saved. I'm 36 today. I got saved before I was 20. And I think this might have been my 19th birthday or 18th birthday or something like this. I have some pictures from Oklahoma on the day with times I bought it. It was 29th of June or 28th. I had a birthday the day before after, so it's like celebrating my birthday most likely. I will go to a place called Hero City in Sweden. I think it's in Kuba, the King's School. I'm not 100, but it's a Hero City, was the name. So it's like a major venue, and they have an arcade hall, huge arcade hall. Which like they have like the air hockey table. There's like a big part of it, a huge arcade hall, where they have like rows of computers, online gaming. They have like Pac-Man, air hockey tables, like all like a well, not a micro, but like a glorified real like arcade hall with all kinds of arcade. And they have a bowling hall, they have food courts, restaurants, and they have like a tables in the middle, like Burger King, McDonald's, and Chinese food. So it's like a major venue. They have a shopping mall, and all kinds of stuff. So it's a major venue. People go there, like an event center. People go there, and they go there to watch a movie, and then they can do some shopping too. And some people might go there to just play bowling, and then leave or something like this. It's like a major venue. And I got saved before I was 20 years old. And one of the first things I started praying about was God, I pray that I would get better, stronger, and faster, and better at fighting. So like as a young man, fresh baby in Christ, which much of me I was fighting second my time, which just means technically, if somebody got saved less than 3 years ago, most like they're gonna be baby in Christ. Because they just got born. Okay? So somebody just got born, they're gonna be baby. It's not like an insult. Like somebody, if I win somebody to Christ, my friend Edward Pierre is a Jew. I want him to go. And I go, yeah, you're a baby in Christ. And it's like, that's not an insult, it just means that you just recently became a Christian, like entry level, beginner, rookie level Christian. Understand? So if you got born 1 year ago, then you're going to be a baby. See? And then you become a child, and then you become old. So, I got saved when I was 20 years old. I stopped praying to God that one of the first things I started praying to God about to my memory is that He made me faster, stronger, harder, better, faster, better at fighting. And I was praying about that regularly. And God provided what I needed to be stronger. Okay. So it's like, here's another thing, people are blind. Where they have an all or nothing juvenile mentality, which is out of maturity. Whereas like a lot of Christians think that if I go, God has my curse. But it's like I pray to God to get cured of panic attacks and asthma attacks. I get 14 children. And it's like, if I go, and then what happened after I prayed to God, I discovered this truth of my body is. And I cut out sugar, and I did this and that. Oh, then it's not an ST prayer because it's not mandated. So it's like all this is like, and a lot of Christians are so foolish. It's like if they come out with a cold or have a head, all they do is like, pray God, I pray to help me with my cold. But they're not doing anything. They're just waiting for God to snap His fingers in heaven and move the cold supernaturally. And it might be the God responds to prayer by making your feet less than about face be like better physical violence against the common cold. This study indicates that possibly vitamin C can help the common cold. And if you just ignore it, if God put it in front of them, just didn't chase down this nice amount of time to enter it. So God doesn't just act purely supernaturally. There can be something about it. God can work supernaturally. But in my experience with God and understanding came to the scriptures is through the physical. So you know the Jews, like Jews, who were the elect of God. And God wanted to be healthy. Okay? He did just go, yeah, just leave however. And then when he gets sick, pray to me. He said, I got parasitosis, I got pain with it. I just prayed to God and how he snapped his fingers and he took. But when don't eat this, see, that's how God makes sure that the juice did help problems, prevent that and therefore don't eat this, do that. And that's like control food. So the Leviticus 11 dietary, like that, how God told to operate and eat and what not to eat. It's not just to feel control over them, I guess, like that is submitting. No, it's because what the things, like sometimes says like physically, oh, it's more protected from bacterial toxins, botulism, from viral infections, bacterial toxins, heavy metals, etc. So he's advising, oh, it will reduce oxidative stress in the juice body before God's advice. It will prevent bacterial toxins going through the body, making it super sick and dying. So, anyway. When I get praying to God, yeah, there's been some supernatural help, but it's going to be God answers my prayers. Like it's like God, I pray how to be strong. Later on, I discovered the truth about why a lot of men have no teeth. So that if I pray to God as a man for physical strength, a big part of physical strength is testosterone level. See, and God knows that. See, He made the body, so He knows what makes a man's body strong in the physical. See. It's like, well, Mike wants to be strong, I want to be strong. So he needs to learn that this thing makes you weak, okay? And I understand. That's one of the first things that, after waking up from the matrix as a being a Christian, that is like a Holy Spirit illumination starter. Where if I sit on my house, I would use this countertop leaders. And like, if I would have one, I would go buy some Axe body spray and spare myself because I want to smell good. One of the first things that happened to a Christian, I remember having a moment where I stayed down, and like looking like in the kitchen or some kind of spray, I'd be like, I just intuitively feel like this might be. I feel like for the first time ever, this might be something that smells good at me with this is perfume. But it's like I have this experience where I maybe look at the shampoo bottle and be like, maybe this is bad for me, and I look at the ingredients, this could be bad. After I became a Christian. So, and here's the thing, I've been taken around with it. And it's like now I'm like, don't use products, kill hydrogen ear products. But if I would have taken it very early, I would have been less damaged from multi-year. So God was already working me inside me to get me to see the truth. Anyway, I bought regular passion machine, and I had witnesses, and I prayed to God for better fighting, stronger, harder, better, faster, better fighting, bigger, better fighting system. And another thing, as I remember, and part of like my faith, strength to strength, is starting to pray to God after becoming a Christian. And it felt like I was like had a new superpower. It was like, wow, I'm a Christian now. God I can ask God about things and understanding His attributes. He's all powerful. So it'd be like excitement to be like, what can I pray about next and have that. Because all it's like one time pray about something comes to pass and why it came to pass, understand? And that goes to faith even more. You pray about something else comes to pass, goes to faith even more. Like experiential knowledge of the Lord, have a relationship, ask you that for help or something comes through. It's like, wow, you understand. And it makes it more likely that this, like, as starting out, we like get a transfer to power of prayer, which is fundamental to Christian walk and growing in faith. See? So, one of the things, I grew up in a village. Other than the years that I spent in foster care like this, okay, he needs, we'll translate this ends. So I grew up in foster care for a few years, and maybe I left my home at 12 or something like this, and I came home at 16 or 17. But other than that, I grew up in a village in the countryside, and that's where I became a Christian, living still within my mother's house before moving out. And I got saved like maybe 18, 19, okay, before 20 for sure. And I've been living in this village for many years. It's the same village that I went on a day trip to. It's quite far from me now, like my old stomping grounds. That's where I went. If you watch the YouTube streams, I'm in the balls and YouTube shorts, and I'm carrying a log and then I'm grilling at it. And that's the village we grew up in. So we went on like a family gathering, or trip down memory lane, and I had like a day out. Okay, they own the camping. The camping had to be in Tennessee, whatever, over the day of that. So that like I lived in that wilderness within 3 kilometers of the campsite that we were building somewhere in the lake. And I grew up there for many years. And I've been fishing that lake on and off, like for over and over again. And I never caught anything. I mean, like I go with my friends, like village people, like my childhood friend's dad has got a boat and likes to fish out there. And sometimes I go with him, he's got like a boat and I fish it from a boat. Other times, me and the kids with like sticks with and like this one, like a folder with worms on it, or old and sit and trampoline and work with the fishes. And it was like near caught where you can feel something like nagging, and if you pull on it, there's nothing on it. So like that they left, honestly, they left all of their back because they go and get the dough and you put it and you don't get it on the set. So they'd be like a rat that can get the cheese without having to try to do all the stuff. He gets the cheese, you don't get the rat. By the way, support. So I've been fishing the different types of lures, rival lures, seasons. So it's different places, like here, this inlet, this part from the bridge, from a trampoline, with a floater, with a stool, from a boat, and winter, fall, even like winter fish when I like a hole and there's like all kinds of seasons throughout the years. Different places, different methods, different lures. Never caught anything. Okay? Never caught anything. The only time we caught something where there was another guy who did it with a put like a trap to like a fish trap, like a little cage. And we as kids went and moved it and got like a fish out of it. At this moment, like we got a fish out of it, fish with that. So okay, so it's like it's just watching this, it's still like I kind of knew it was one of it. So I don't know. But it's a point, it's hard to do the trap. Okay. Now most likely it's not like pipe what people do, it's just a pipe. Okay. It's like for those that like to have something to do, like more of a hobby and a survival thing that people put like traps. So it's a point. Yeah, so I fished that lake all around, different seasons, different lures. Never caught a thing. After I became a Christian, you know, I had prayers about that. And a few prayers I prayed about and it came to pass. And it's like now I'm like, I can pray about things that go to pass. And I had a Vespa, which my mom bought me, which was a good gift, which was a liberty. So, and now she was always be like, hey, I can give you a ride to town if you need to go to town. I just need to go to Bible or move it by it, and I can ride it. But still, she bought a Vespa for me, so I had some freedom. I can go, hey, mom, go to the corner store, and at least I can take numbers. Okay, but I asked her, I can ride. Anyway, I had a Vespa. I got it over. And fishing supply. I think this was after my stepfather had died actually. Then he had left like his fishing kit in the garage, the basement, the garden. And I prayed to God every second. I'll go fishing. And I prayed to God I have to get a fish. So I get up on West Point, I drive on a motorbike, and it's like go up 400 meters down, half a kilometer down. So I'm praying on the way down. So I got to help me catch a fish, like a big fish, as big as possible. I have to catch a fish quickly, and then like a big fish. So I've never caught fish before, and I'm praying and thinking that I can actually get somehow, like not just getting a fish, but I can get a fish, like a big fish. And I go down, I had the fishing kit, I go up to the hill, and I cast out. And it was remarkable how fast I caught a fish. It was like the second or third throw. But I wasn't just for even 30 minutes fishing. Like for my memory, 3 minutes or so to fish, I caught a fish. But it's here, throw it out, and then be caught, and then you get out with a big fish. Meaning not like a huge one, but for me, it's not caught any fish. I might think this one like a big fish, but it was maybe 40, 60 centimeters. Like a big fish. To me, it was a big fish, biggest fish in the pond. And once again, for a Christian, and it's like the basin, it's like I've eaten this village fish all around, and tried it with boats, different lures, different seasons, different spots, fishing spots, never caught anything. And to become a Christian, I'm like excited, like happy about this. I gotta pay catch a fish, go down fish, gotta pay catch a fish, a big one. Go down, throw one, catch a fish. And I'm like, oh, we're gonna catch a fish, I understand. and it's like 23 minutes of vacation. I would think it was like the second or third cast that was 20 minutes. It was like on a long time. No, it's just like throw out. It's like the third or second or third throw back vacation. That's another predator. But like another thing that maybe something tattooed on my about show that becoming Christian is as a predator. And then the one what wrote the passion called record, which is signifying sense of your life faith. That's like that says on in faith and prayer one thing. Pray to God I get stronger, faster, stay strong and fast. I'm 36 now. I've been going through persecution against all the world to be my water life. And I stay with a six pack. Oh, like of course of stress of course all this muscle wasting because it hurts your walls. The highest impulsive effective that being part of total persecution program. The stress factor, of course of the stress factor. The natural outcome of the average person taught with this. Just the narcissistic abuse, like the constant harassment, people working to treat you and treat you fight more activation, stress you out. You'd expect high cortisol, testosterone down, and not leading to muscle wasting, and I'm still getting fat. I stay with a six pack, despite all this. And it's not just physical, it's psychological, it's physical for it too. So, yeah, God is powerful, and I serve a mighty God. And God doesn't want people to be weak, selfish, but what God wants is people to be weak, selfish. No, God can take people to have weakness and make them strong. Okay? So, advice now in fight, try to fight goals and aliens. Stop the mind. It's a big difference. So here's the point. After becoming a Christian, I pray to God that I'm still writing those prayers. I pray to God that stronger and faster, and better fighting, better fighting, stronger and faster. And like I said before, I talked about previous years, I think that was my story. That street fight. They were fighting out the key. That's possibly not much. And they make us end up fighting not much. And we definitely did fight. Now before that, I had some things sold. I had something sold when I was a kid. And my mom and dad brought the keys constantly to my week. And maybe when I was 5, 6, something like this. 5, 6, 4, 5. And we gave me keys constantly to me. And the theme was to make us laugh. It was to make us laugh. Keys and like the gospel also. And the very bottom of you so and later we do that. And I'd be giving you. And it's also the case as I was a kid with ADHD or with office so I had alcohol. How we get like we do. And then get like act out and stuff like this. So part of what we take over the concept. And normally people will go ahead and kill that doesn't work. You actually take it out to the level where you can possibility. So that's a high level possibility, like a concept. So I had to throw punches before. So possibly that helped me to connect well with my concept. So anyways, yeah, I'm a Christian warrior. A lot of Christians are Christian sisters. They didn't defeat the disempowering lives. They generate videos like me. It was like I used to have panic attacks, kill myself. Pray to God, kill myself. I used to suffer from asthma attacks, kill myself. I broke a punch at my record. Praying to God, but I pray to God to get stronger and faster. And one of the ways when I stand out, I can make the trolls sexually show man like that. It makes a video bragging about his hands feet or Tony Jeffries boxing coach when they around. Racing hands treated this, and I'll make a video at the same hour, being at least as fast as him. So that's one of the metrics where I stand out my speed, see, which I pray to God about that I get stronger and faster, and I'm stay strong and fast. And I'll stay strong and fast up to this day. So God is the one who's been helping me out. And I won't have about that, which is why I don't have to be afraid of it. What what time is it? 2019. So I'm gonna do practice steel cap shoe fight. And I train it with these trainer shoes sometimes. Now it's good, and I also like to practice with the actual steel cap shoes. So this is the trainer shoes, this is steel cap shoe fighting. And normally my Thai kicks, this kick is not like that, like this. With the shin bone, impact with this shin bone. It's like a traditional way to kick. So with the steel cap shoe fighting system I've been working on, it's the same kicks pretty much. 95% the same technique as Muay Thai or kickboxing kicks. Only instead of kicking with the shin bone, I'm kicking with the toe. So as you can see, it's the same bone dynamics. If I go here, here is the same kick for steel cap shoe fighting. Only the distance, the range changes. So from here, same kick, impact with the shin. Same kick, different range, I'm impacting with the toes. This is steel cap shoe fight. Here's another kick for steel cap shoe fighting. It's kicking under the chin. I call it the uppercut kick. There you go. See, and I'm hitting under the chin or to the front of the chin here. Now, I get the actual steel cap shoes. Don't try this at home. So these that's a steel cap. So this is a martial arts steel cap shoe fighting, which means you can kick in ways that wouldn't be that effective without the steel caps. They wouldn't be as effective for sure. To the rib cage. Don't try this at home. Target the rib cage. And with a normal kick with the shin bone, hitting the arm here is blocking the kick, or if the arm is here, hitting here. Now with this, I can hit in between the guard, in front of the arm or behind it. This is steel cap shoe fight. Target to the shin bones and the knees, prime target zones. Shin, knee. And with the raised leg, the shin is here. Targets on the groin, shin, knee, rib cage, left side of the body, especially rib cage and liver, also here. And then the regular Thai kicks, where like straight or kicking up here, like a peep or push kick. Augmented for that is pendulum, or where I'm throwing it like this. See there, where I kick like this. It's almost the same as this kick or this Thai kick. by kicking up here. Now only I'm kicking more like this. Now you have to have the right fit of shoes. Don't just strap on, stick up shoes, start kicking things, you can hurt your feet. You have to have the right fit of the shoes. And I find it easy to be accurate and effective by launching these kicks from a check position, from a raised leg position. So I can kick from the bottom here to just straight up like this. Now it's easier to hit and be more effective if I raise the leg first. And that's all about. This is still cut street fighting. And as I move off the center line, the natural kick to throw becomes this, similar to low kick. So from here, see, as I step off the center line and up to the side of the target zone, the natural kick to throw, this is more natural, similar to Thai low kick. Whereas from here, this type of kick work well. You can do same kick, same leg, double kicks. Straight. I'll do a full rotation to straight. Switch now to the right. And then here, off the center line. From here, being off the center line from my target zone to the side. So from here, this kick is very natural to throw. Either this or the power right. As I move off the center line to here, this kick flows naturally from the side. And it could be all the way from here to here, to here, hitting hard, rib cage, see, left side of the body especially really good because you don't just get the rib cage, you have the lever. So from here, and pretty much anywhere you hit, it's a bad place to be hit. and this is not problem. 3. Go to the kitchen behind. Okay. I'm still like in my neighborhood, okay? So don't say something secret. I have that from like in other okay? I'm taking a break. I just finished the license on my phone. I'm taking a break and I'll train some more. I'm training still cup shoot fighting. It's similar to Muay Thai. It's same, almost the same Muay Thai kicking. Only different little because my shoes have steel, metal in top. So can kick, not kick with ball or leg, can kick with foot like it's soccer. I have some Thai person come to my channel and say hello before. They say Thai former. And they say hello. Yeah. First I thought maybe it was a Buddhist or welcome to Buddhist again. But then I see, no, we don't share a video, so they look like normal YouTuber. Most people come to Buddhist, they have empty chair. They have no video or no nothing. Yeah. I make video about that. Yeah. Jet, he soldier, he fight. If he soldier, or he fight. Mhm. Yeah. In my video, do you want to know what I said in my video talk about Jet? I said, Jet, he died the same way he lived. He fight, I understand. He fight, he sold it, he fight, his wife, he fight a lot. So he died the same way he lived, he fight something. And protecting home, I understand. He have snake, he fight a snake. So maybe if he not fight a snake, maybe snake come to your house and bite you or your mom, understand. So he protecting both family. Uh, yeah. And I think also said I think he might have paid a lot. I think he died fast, understand? Because he already been peaceful. I think what happened maybe he played, he lived, and I think maybe this will happen. He fired snake bite him, and he feel tired and feel like rock. Maybe he feel dizzy, and feel tired, and they go to rest, to lay down, and fall down, and then he sleeping. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, but you know, you go. Did you finish exercising? Did you finish exercising? Yeah. We can see you are. Always no training. Okay, now. Huh? Okay, now. I will train more. Do live stream training. Okay, I love you. Thank you. I love you, honey. Okay. Talk tomorrow, huh? Oh, I love you, my beautiful. My sweet. Beautiful, sexy girl. I like the sweet. I like the sweet voice. It's more important to me so much. They're sweet like you. Soft and gentle and sweet. That's more, I'm more in love with that than, the big food or something. I like girls. Like you, I like you all. What I like about you is that sweet, cute, forcing, sweet, cute. That's that. Yeah, it just like, oh, it's a high wow to be good, but I don't care that much. I look like maybe that. Safe there. Yeah, I love you, sexy girl. That's good. Good, I love you over you, my wife. I should not love you. You're my wife, I should not love you. So yeah, thank you for saying sexy guy. I like you. And I want to stay sexy. You can break it down now, come strong and healthy. So I can sexy guy, later. I want to still sexy guy. You can break it down, come strong and healthy. Protect my body, help me healthy. No, you're not. No, you're not doing that. No. No. Yeah, you're not doing it. Yeah. So, anyway, I love you, man. More as you did me, I will do more training. Still come to you. I love you too, baby. Okay. recommend buying this item every time. Cup, special steel cup shoot case. I'm just saying right, my lovely wife, big one. Just a bit like transition. Practice the shoot. Fine. Exercise. These are steel cup shoot kits. Here's the steel cup shoe fighting combo. One of my favorites. Straight kicks from the center line. The straight kicks are more natural. Here. Just straight here into the shin bone of the knee. What I go. Here's the basic kick, steel cup shoe fighting. I have my own fighting system, steel cup shoe fighting martial arts that we're working on. So here's the combo. One. It's like a boxer's, one thing of many things. 1, 2, tap, power right. 1, 2, and then the 3. So it's a 1 to 3 combo. Down to the tippy toe and kick from the side. That's one of my favorite combos to do. The 1, 2, 3. I do half steps sometimes. So not only am I training, I've been teaching stick up shoe fighting. So here, from here, One, these can be launched and land with devastating effect. So still cap shoe kicks are very dangerous. And there's ways you can kick that you can't normally. So, and here's the thing, it's 95% the same ball dynamics as regular white tie or kickboxing kicks. Only the distance changes. So here's a regular kick. Kick with the shin ball. See? Same kick, only the distance changes. Same kick. And I'm hitting with the toe. I'm impacting with the toe. So 95% the same ball dynamics as regular Muay Thai or kickboxing kicks. And being kicked to the shin bones, knees, rib cage, anywhere, it's more effective than if you're not kicked for step caps. So here. I don't want to hit this too hard because I'm a break it. From the center line, these kicks work well. The straight kicks. Here. As I step off of the center line to the side of the target zone, this kick flows more naturally. So this is an optimal position to launch the side kick. See? So from here, this angle, straight in front of the opponent. These straight kicks are better. As I step off the center line and move to the side of my target, these kicks flow more naturally. See here. To the groin, knees, shin bones, wherever. I can also kick to the head. I call this the uppercut kick. Why? Because much like the boxer's uppercut, I'm aiming to impact under the jaw ultimately. And if the chin is tight, I can still connect to the bottom of the face. That's the uppercut kick. Kicking under the chin. And there's different ways to throw this. There's different ways to throw these kicks. I can throw the straight kicks, like to the groin or shin, just in a normal stance where I'm raising the leg, just straight forward and up, see, here. Now I find that it's easier to be accurate and effective with the kicks if you launch them from a raised leg position, like a check. So from here, move it more like a pendulum, see. Now from here, see, raising the leg, and then throwing it up. Even unstretched, I can connect to the head. Or to the stiff leg. Chief target zones, prime target zones, is the shin bones, the knees. Shin from the front, like a 45-degree angle. Knees, and pretty much anyway. Kicks the body parts of the body work well to kick into the rib cage, liver. right now look at my shadow out of the total. Rib cage. Left rib cage. That's a single leg takedown. Using one leg to take another. I'm a Christian warrior and I'm making a warrior's abilities physique minor warrior. I'm unapologetically dominant, aggressive, and alpha with high testosterone. I'm unapologetically masculine man over all the rest of it. There's enough soft, little tea guys in the 20s with dad balls. I'm a real alpha, giga star warrior. And more men should be like me. Women roll down with a feminized man. And what you look at is high testosterone physique. And what you look at in my training is maybe not this one, but the lives of life. Most of it laid out is a high testosterone performance. A lot of what I've been teaching basically boils down to teaching men how to raise testosterone naturally. So the reason why men don't get in shape, stay in shape, they have a weight to is they want testosterone. So if testosterone goes down, body fat goes up. With low T, it's easy to get fat, hard to build muscle, hard to burn fat, and you have low energy. So a lot of it boils down to my physique, being good with a six pack, and having the stamina you also have is not having low T is what a lot of it boils down to. And I've been teaching why the average man has low testosterone, and teaching how to dress. I've been teaching people why is it so hard for a lot of guys to get in shape, stay in shape, why don't they have great athletic ability, why do they have so many people tired now, sick and tired. Life balls sometimes with low T. Life balls sometimes low T. And I don't know why, because the matrix system, the deep state want that level of testosterone, they want the mass is weak. And they've succeeded in most people. You gotta have a Swedish and American man to have low T and low IQ, dumb and weak. Because it's easy to control if dumb and weak. So they got eating high sugar diet, not taking supplements, masturbate on a weekly basis. Which is this once a week. And it's like how did the average man live his lives by design? The detail of what when we can live his lifestyle as most people do. Usually all this toxic chemical, highly convenient chemicals, not taking supplements, eating high sugar diet, no sense. So I'm 36. And I'm working with a six pack. And what's amazing is despite being taught with a persecution or gang stalking on videos, I'm not taught with video. And if you Google it, most TS are fakes. What you will see if you Google target video gang stalking is fake. Can't tell them they just fakes. 90% of all my TS are fakes and work for the program. Can't tell us they just so their job is to discredit gang stalking. So I'm a gang stalk target video. Gang stalking is really most TS are not. And most fake TS crazy talk. They engage in one form of crazy talk or another. Be it direct ninja weapons or flat earths or space reptiles. That they will discredit the talk, and that's how they operate. Faith deals with what the Spirit ultimately places on. So, quick math. 9 out of 10 theists are lying are fakes. 9 out of 10 fakes are crazy talk. Simple. So that's where I see people go, I'm going to tell the video against talk videos and talking people getting theists. We're not virtue implant, we're not need to carry our machines, more no water, they're reading my mind what's sad like this. This is because of faith, they have a job teams, that's not crazy. It's great. Okay. So I'm a total seeker for spiritual for against them. We don't come involved with this to be like the shape that I'm in, to have the energy, mental, physical performance, despite what I go through, despite what we talking against them for 10 plus years. But it's like Lord told me, oh, people would expect me to get out of shape, fat, lose muscle, and this. It makes it tight. And I've been thriving, not just surviving. So against them, it's not just do this like a walk, that's problem. But it is a walk, they told the physical too. So I've been taught a physical by problem. I have a wall, we got short of break or something. Correct all that the program, I have a non-sport when I can't finish up with the walk now. There's some kind of device that affects people. I experienced chemicals on my side, few courses, and some making accidents. And with intense like local warfare harassment, this deep state persecution for over 7 months of my life, horrible physics and all of that, I'm still in better shape than that person. Whereas average Christians like soft language shape. It's like they know that they have a comfortable, easy life. Nobody's working self emotion. It's like the deep state is not harassing and total psycho warfare and physical warfare. So yeah, I'm a testament to the power of God because one man with God is on the order. And if all you have is God, God is on me. It doesn't mean you should be like instead. I'm going to try to be more small minded. So what everything I want to make my life forward. There's nothing wrong. But it's important. Worst case scenario is like, oh, you really need this God. Okay. So if you have God as our path for you, you can overcome things. I live life for them, I'm trying to overcome. And I'm fortunate to have a Christian man who can feed it with mine. So that's my cause. Yeah. So I did call it a cycle and I hated calls and trolls on my channel. I hated against all the trolls. Now I'm not going to regret the decision from the channel. I say I'm like one life for this video for 8 years. And the average narcissistic person is like watching it. The average person like they have to be told like a child. Where naturally the mature adult, they will take life out of it. But the average person so immature and narcissistic self is not going to get something. And that they don't even, there's a solid side of narcissism. Again, when people come in, hey, look, I could tell it if you like them. But if you get some attention, answer the question. Get something out of watching my videos. But I can't hit the like button. As long as it reminds me to like the button. But I'm not going to spend my time training toxic as water for narcissistic children. Okay. Here's another thing. Beware of the average Christian. Average feels like pathetic, family Jackson, that piece of shit, for example. What a pathetic, freaking, laughable, it's like he doesn't know what he's talking about. People watches for it, this Christian gets stronger. Like I wonder if they got me some Peter stuff, because he works with children. And that's how he got it. I think it's out, we got them and it's so much stuff, taking much time. Won't be surprised. Anyway, it's one. The average Christian man is weak. The other Christian man are you can't have both ways. Have your educating you to. People, I want to be out here making videos, but I must get Calvin Grant and Jackson. And I said, I can't show my face in videos. I can skip on. I can skip on Calvin. Most likely, yes, I have feminine physique. Ugly, weak, just laughable. It's an ugly, weak, okay. I would say ugly, no talent, and he's high man. If you want to be a Christian Bible teacher, you shouldn't be a Calvin high man. If you're gonna, I don't see anybody who's like teaching in a church with a band on the door behind it, because nobody takes you seriously, like the elephant in the room. There's nobody else that say, yeah, if I want to be a teacher, it's like, I'm not going to be hired by everything that they get me to take you seriously as a teacher. Because it shows cowardice in you. It shows you're not set up for it. You're afraid of consequences, getting fired from your job, getting a nice kick in the street from videos, or being recognized. So you're afraid of something. afraid of something. You're afraid. It's like I'm försöker make videos and you hide behind it. You don't show your face in videos. That shows that you're afraid. You're afraid of something. And a lot of times people's vulnerabilities and chinks in all and weaknesses are like fantasy. And with Jackson, like, you know, it doesn't take long. You can see he's scared. He's scared of people finding out that he's in real life. Okay. He's scared of that. He's scared of people making fun of what it looks like. He's scared of people knowing who he's scared of something. He's scared of being fired from the show. If somebody has got a job somewhere, someone says, do you see what this guy's doing? Look at his thing. People go to hell over it. But get fired. Or get wrecked out in the street by captains and in his face, watching his videos, saying cowards and all that. He's afraid of something. Like Jackson, I want a coward. When it's not someone first with a Christian, we're not talking about game stalking. Kyrko Mats Michael, Mike SAHA, Instagram, Mike SAHA, TikTok. I'm a persecuted Christian, a Christian word, taught by the deep state, where they see the persecution from gangs on videos. So I gotta finish up. I'm gonna keep making the videos, and it feels good to be rid of these disgusting freaks. It feels good to have the chat off, because when I have the chat on, it's like most of the time it's like people just come in and you get the music, so people are talking, most people are talking. There's a few people that I don't mind this one, but it's like 9 out of 10 times if you've had a chat off, but it's just the toxic users around the chat and going harassing and attacking the chat. It's not worth it. So I got to take shots to that video. I'm going to say goodnight to my lovely wife, you wonderful married wife. And unlike the average Christian man, the average Christian man is so pathetic, which they don't have spiritual masculinity. They're watching porn. I didn't watch porn once for 6 months. I only even masturbate once a week, probably. Because like this is my fashion subjection. Whereas the average Christian man, they're cheating on their wives. Other than watching porn, they're going to get, I'm better than that. That's what I like. They watch porn at least once a week, the average Christian man, which is the sin of fornication. So the average Christian man watches porn at least once a week. There's other week I look at porn. A lot of them do it every day on a daily basis. And even Christian men that have wives do it. Christian men that are married, they still watch porn all the time. So it's like, yeah, I'm not wondering what general together. Do the Bible celebrate this? The average Christian man is a filthy fornicator. If a man is not a brother, no one to eat, so I shun them. Yes, I should, because they're inferior to me. I'm better than them. See, I'm a Christian man, I have masculinity. I'm not an ugly freak, weirdo, porn watching fornicator who's eager like a little child. Most Christians do not have to quite know what they do with them. Meaning, it's like they're watching porn, they're blind now, that means that job like children. They haven't grown. They're blind, they're not like another trees. They're watching porn. They haven't woken up to vitamins and they're taking porn to take vitamins. They either high sugar diet. They read lazy soft on this. They don't know the Bible well. So it's like yeah, I got my wife, God, my wife, and there's a few people I know that say that I feel like that I'm not saved if I have a relationship with one. So thank God for my wife. A wonderful wife, and she's a great woman. She's a great woman. She's a good woman. And when I found her, I wasn't looking just to have a good time and think about when I find a girl to talk about sex or something. I'm thinking I want to find a wife to love understand serious. So when I found out, pray to God, it's not answer prayer, by the way. In my picture, I talked to her. Talk about some answered prayers. Another prayers, I God answered prayer how to find a wife. Proverbs. God always knows what a good wife is. Since I'm a high five, I studied man, I had to set up breadcrumbs. It's like the average Western female has a high body count, it's ugly, and the masculine, which is repulsive to me, is what attractive masculinity. And since I don't have to be like the average, we expect set up for hyper masculine woman, it's like half a guy, okay? It has a high body count, like doing hooking and hooking up, doing hooking. And the lower track is high body count and high masculinity. So I have standards. I also have a background. Yeah. Which why you don't see me go for this church every message church. See. And I don't want to work with people. We got a call. You know, people say Christians and not grow. We're not go there and walk that whole person. And it's you know that's a right from that. And that's me that I had to hate it because I tried to it might be easy to get over than like average. Now here's the point. So I was a single man for many years. I had the last relationship I was in was a long-term relationship with a woman. We were together for around 10 years. And she was my high school sweetheart, which means we went to the same high school, gymnasium. And I must have the boss encouraged her to start getting on. And we ended up being in a relationship, dating, getting serious, and then real serious when we lived together. We were together for many years. Eventually, that right around the same time, we began stalking because we started our relationship ended. Okay. And I've been single for what, like 7, 8, 9, 10 years or something. And a lot of people are not strong enough. But first of all, a lot of people, men and women, are not handsome, attractive enough, in good shape enough. They're not like attractive enough to attract older men. Okay. And they're not strong enough to live alone. Say, like they can't have sex, they have to settle for somebody's argument down or have work. The average person. See, an average woman has to settle for guys that have one as one. And the average guy has to settle for the average Western female, Swedish or American, will have water down, low attractiveness, and his high Western. And it's like so a lot of people that have torso is like they can't get over it. They have a relationship and they can't get a relationship right away. And they don't have high standards. And then they end up going to marriage, or there's people being too weak to leave it alone and find a wife with a woman. See, so you jump relationship with somebody that end up getting married, and now they're married to somebody that's not wife with, who's incompatible. See, and that's a big part of my marriage, right? Now, marriage is seriously. It's like once married, always married. Meaning that it's like divorce is normal. It's like we talk about finally just get my breaking up. That's not how it is. So first of all, just want to do before that, you make certain once you decide to get married, it's a person that you're compatible with, and not kind of like on a whim because we're too long and just all this personal stuff won't have it. No. So I was. My ex was a Chinese woman. Okay. A lot of times they're not fall for Asian women. And I've dated all kind of black girls, Indian, Swedish, laws, big boobs, small, like all types. Okay. And I've dated all kinds of women, like black, white, Asian, different types of Asian. Okay. And Swedish. Like very Swedish. But a lot of times what I not falling for is Asian women. That's like my type. I like Asian women. Like a lot of times they feel like they said, I'm scrolling social media when I was thinking I was watching you. And if I'm like, it makes me look twice and one of them, it's an Asian woman. Okay? So that's my type, like Asian woman. That's my type. So, and here's another thing. Asian woman is a problem of Western society where the average woman has been masculinized, destroyed femininity. There's a few American women left on board that they're all like, and this is repulsive just because it's been normalized and you got simps around and settle for you. Don't think that they're like real alpha males that have high value. Don't see what you are. So it's like in America, the average woman is like masculine, hyper masculine. What I'm saying is they have like male empathy, and the average man lacks it. It's like my woman is like, oh, you know, it's like, oh my God. So that's my whole thing. Okay, that's a quality of a feminine woman. It's not like hard and fierce. Okay, it's like sweet and gentle and feminine. Okay, whereas the average Swedish or American, like, yeah, here it's a dog. The energy, bold, like they just have mad energy, and that's not attractive. I'm attracted to femininity, not masculinity. See? So the average man, it's like they have gay. It's like they with a guy and a woman who's like manly. They have manly. I want to attract masculinity. A lot of guys are quickly attracted masculinity because you have a woman. They call it just a masculine woman. Masculine energy, masculine personality. And all ants talks and walk like a guy. But apparently you're attracted to masculinity. A lot of Christians, you mustn't. Because if you're white, you're attracted to masculine. So go to the east young man. Alpha pill, red pill, masculinity culture now. Cinema. If you're a young man, first of all, stop watching porn. You filthy freak. You don't go for it. First, okay. Just stop doing it. Secondly, you might have to look to the east if you want to find a wife. So first, I don't recommend dating. Okay, I don't recommend dating and like have a girlfriend, hook up, and then break up and jump to another. No, be content with being single. Look, find a wife, get married. See, that's the path. And if you're interested in feminine women that retain a femininity that have been destroyed, like that, then the average Western people have a high body count. A body count that used to be unique to a class of people in the 1800s, prostitutes. So back in the 1800s, the average woman out of Sweden had a body count that only women that were prostitutes would have in the 1800s and 1600s. Like now you have like 4-year-old or 30-year-old women, let's say, 30 in my church. A lot of Swedish women had more than 3 sexual relationships, or 6 or 8 or something like this, by the time they hit 35. Which, like in the 1600s, there would only be people that had a job to be prostitutes who had a body count. It was kind of common that the parody when a person got married in the 1800s or 1500s, that's the first guy the guy got married to, or like at worst the second. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, my point is this. People have high standards. So first I'm strong, which means I was strong enough. A lot of people are not strong enough to live alone. I was living alone, so after my relationship ended, which was 7-8 years ago, with this woman I was living with. And I was single. And for a while I went to people for love, I was like more with her. But she's not dead, but I said, yeah, I miss her. I hope she comes back to me one day. And it's like, yeah, I'm praying to God, I want to get back with her. Because once I get like that to the person, it's a lot of attachment. So I was like, yeah, I'm willing to be single. But if this woman changed my mind, to come back together, I want it to work. And after a while, it's like, I gotta let go. That's the point. I got the person to be single. And I lived alone many years. I said not strong. Did you know, I'm also like a hermit, but only go out socialize. So I stay at home. I don't hang out with people. I live alone. So I was living alone for many years. To the point here, I prayed to God to find a wife, help to find a wife, great wife. I prayed to God to find a good wife, to help to find a good wife. And after many years of being single, I was working to clean up my sexual morality and go from watching porn on that like the average guy does in Sweden to watching porn more infrequently, and getting to the point where not ever doing it. So despite being home alone and having internet, I got to find a watch. And praying to God to help me find a wife. And that's a real Christian man. Self-control, discipline. But I can prove that I had watched porn once for 6 months. I won't even masturbate once a week, what I'm looking for. Whereas the average man, Christian, that watches porn, a lot of these they have all testosterone to it. So high testosterone is high sex drive. And I have ADHD. Common problem with ADHD is low impulse control and inhibition, as it is. So if I'm a high testosterone person with ADHD, living alone, and I don't watch porn, maybe masturbate, but I don't care for porn. Not even once a week. That's discipline, self-control. But I haven't feel that I don't see. You still watching porn. And the average to the Bible church, the man has to set up for an Alabama woman who's masculine. And she has to set up for a guy who cheats on her, doesn't love her because he watches porn regularly. That's the average Christian man. But Christian man. Okay. So if lost people are not able to overcome sin, it's not that the psychologist person not a Christian. It's not living like it. Okay. It's not really that happy. Okay. I believe. Okay. No. No, but if you're a Christian, I expect more Christian. So I said, well, I was single for many years, and I got to the point where I started feeling in my heart I want to find a wife. Okay. And part of the motivation increasing was I had a few like accidents when I stepped on the glass bar. That was actually not, that was when I was still with me. Now I had like a slip and fall on the apartment with the light was out in the kitchen. And this before I had to give myself and I myself housing. So I said, it was dark. The light was out in the kitchen. I was walking the floor. And I'm walking through this little light there, and I slip and face back with my head like in the ground. Okay. And it's like coughing like this much, like fast, whatever it is. Okay. And that's enough for that. So, and like something like that, and then having other things. So part of it is like, if two like walk to him, there's no one for it. But part of what I got these things about getting a wife, it's like having a few things that have, but it would have been good to have a wife, okay, to help me out in case I have got fall down or up or this, okay. And it is, so exactly, so, and God says, walk to you, there's no way for. So you have good reward of it. If you like to get ahead, eat. And that's it, Ecclesiastes. So anyways, part of it was like thinking, well, you know, it's some situation where it would be easy to develop this if I had a kind of wife. Now it's not all of that. I sort of feel like just ready to get a relationship. So now I didn't just start dating in nightclubs and sleep around. I was content already with being alone with some people not strong enough to. I prayed to God to they help me find a good wife. God knows it's a good wife. So I prayed to God to be a divine matchmaker. I prayed to God to help me find a good wife. And He knows what a good wife is. And I prayed because what fellowship that He believed into them. Peter unequally will be around believers. Christ, what fellowship that He believed into them. Christ would get reliable. So the Bible teaches basically don't marry non-believers. So some are Christian. Like, I'm not going to settle. See, you can walk somewhere. No. So I pray to God for a good wife. He helped me find a good wife. It's not like something like you get Santa Claus back to giving a wife over there. Okay. It's like this. It's like I started praying to God and help me find a wife. So I pray to God and help me find a good wife. And also it's going to be general truths like her Proverbs and Proverbs wife, meek and quiet spirit, and shamefacedness and sobriety, which is always not an outward. So God knows this, everything that is ready. This makes a good woman. This is called in a woman her character, personality. Femininity is important. Okay, it's being feminine, which unfortunately can break up on a book that is feminine. Okay. And then other things. So I pray to God to find a good wife, and I pray that. So what I'm asking, what I'm finding, yeah, this is my wife. Okay, this is a good wife. This is a good wife. And there's going to be something so personal. Like preference, some guys like walls, some guys like the next guy. And then it's going to be some generic truth, some generic where it's like, this makes a good wife is like this. Okay. So I pray to God that I can find a good wife. And I pray that someone who's either a Christian, when I meet her, come across her, she will either be a Christian already or and I come one after we talk to each other. After we meet us, I'll talk to her. She knows her. God has no prayer. Because I find weak, and she's like a screen for me with good wife. So far out. And she's not a Christian yet, but she exhibited a really big openness and shepherd something the truth. And when I started talking about the Bible and God and Jesus and the Christian God and these things, she's not making, she's not pretending, she's not daring to or she's interested. I like when they teach the Bible, I like when they talk about Jesus. I like when they talk to me about Jesus and Bible and things. So she was generally curious. And I would do Bible talks. Sometimes I would read the talks and her eyes would light up. I think she was in Christian school, so I think that would be good. But so she'd be interested. I paid the guy to find a wife, good wife. Check, I found a good wife. I found this would be a good wife. Perfect wife. Okay. Wife. You wife. Good. He's somebody that's not moving like a bird. And it's like the bird's not a wife. And it's like you buy some flat and do a divorce. And it's like the next meeting is like Cockney Street, it's like wife bird. He said what is like my wife. You have to okay, wife. Wife died. Okay. Sad. Okay. So it's like here's the point, okay. It's like I have to remember that not to do that full on horsepower with it. We need to realize that we just put it's like so it's like what is the point? And that's what I like to do actually. Like I do with my mom. I do with my wife when we spar together, I can hold this for her. And she can hold this for me, I have for life. That's the point. So I pray God to find a good wife, I find a good wife to be a good wife, a good woman. Okay. And she wasn't a Christian, but I prayed that once I find this wife, that she be either a Christian or would meet, like her, or that she become a Christian after we meet. And I meet with, and she shows like a greater degree of openness and shepherds unto the truth. She exhibits a greater degree of openness and shepherds unto the truth, which means what? Contrasted, I've been saved for more than 10 years, and I've had it. We talked to Jesus about somebody, friend, family, over the years. He's going to say, that online stuff, so it's like you can tell, like the average person is not that oversensitive to the truth. You start talking about Jesus, it gets quick to the point where that Jesus sort of like, and I have to buy him down with this, you also talk about Jesus, I'll get out there. So she was, and I don't force it on people, really. Is a lot of times, if I talk to somebody, we like, it's like I kind of test the waters. Because the Bible says, I'm a man of the sword, that I should be telling people how to get saved if I care about somebody. And I believe that everybody's going to go to hell unless they get saved. To say, if I don't tell somebody, they understand. It's like, I'd rather have them be annoyed and not like it because I tell them, like, hey, you got to get saved. Here's what the Bible teaches. Don't get saved, I hope that will come. Then, and have them maybe like a little bit less into that. Because there's no curse of feelings. Then to be like, if they die in cancer, I should have told the guy when I go to heaven, you guys need help. I knew I met him, I could have told him how to get saved. I never did, I was a coward. I felt like how I didn't do it for this. That was the point. So, a lot of times I test the water when we talk to someone online and realize about Jesus and the Bible. And they bring up some Bible verse. And then if they look interested, like they're not like, just shut up. Is that maybe an incident that conquers them more. So test it, talk a little bit about it. If you look half interested, talk a bit more. But if you like kind of like can tell it, hey, I'm not kind of shouting on them, and then you like force it on. God is not doesn't force truth to people. God wants people to be fully persuaded on what, and God wants people to want the truth of God, and people want the truth to give. So anyways, I found I paid God for wife, God bless her with wife, great wife, and she was open, really open to the truth. That in of itself is like finding a wife, a woman that you teach the gospel and not believe again, saved and they will be with her. Now, a person is also a good wife. So I met we will start talking as friends, first on chat app, and then added on Facebook, so the video calls. And I know that she's a good wife material, and she's an opposite of the truth. And she's not believing the gospel getting saved. And we made it now. So I don't care what you say about that, but it's not we made it. Listen, it's not my fiance. We're not engaged, we're married. We had a video call. Okay. I think that's just for exchanging files for video call. She bought wings and something too. Okay. So it's like we're married. And if you're an idiot who doesn't come with your priest sign off, I need the government to sign off for the peace of the people, the cure of people, world priesthood. See? So I believe you can get married for somewhere else. If people don't know it's not legit, you have to have a priest marriage for it to be legit. Well, I guess a house church doesn't count. It's like if you're gonna have a meeting with a fellowship of believers in the guy's house, a house church, unless it's registered with the government on a paper 501c3 and registered with the government inside the church. Everything you do, you have to, it doesn't count. So, a house church, you have to have it registered with the government and have them sign off 501c3 statute to the church. No. So anyway, I had a wife who married, and she got saved. So she's a Christian. She got saved, and it wasn't the first time. The people that want to Christ, they were quite persistent with their effort. See, I like the town was such a good song. Like, here's the thing about my good Lord, it's about people to shut us. That's a good issue. The issue is to share the truth, simple truth. People are open enough and believe. Now, any person that I want to Lord, that I know, there might be some people God saved, but also tried to do this in over the years. I don't leave like a phone up and call it back. God saved the phone like this. Or email. So, all the videos, live streams for 3,000 years I share the gospel. All years that have been doing so many. I won't be surprised if people got saved just never got back to them. Now the people I know that I got saved once the Lord. And were crash talkers as you. My mother wanted to do, and I got sent home. Then we wanted for my wife. It wasn't the first time I preached to her. It took persistent effort of being patient and talk to them, keep reading up Christ, talk about the Bible. It doesn't even have to be every time just the gospel. You have less to read the Genesis account. So what actually helped with reading was to find Thai Bible cartoons. There was I guess Thai ministry, Thai Christians who made Thai Bible cartoons. They have for children, where it's like they show like the Genesis account as like cartoons. Was going to end it, man. I've done a cartoon video, and it's on the Bible, and we watch it together. And that's part of her. And I asked her once, like, hey, cultivation. Like, you know what happened after Christ? And, yeah, I saw it in the cartoon. So she remembers it, which was in the cartoon. But she knows something about Christ all in the base, like that after the discourse. But like, do you know what happened after Christ? He goes to his friends away with some room. Yeah. I saw it in the cartoon. So she remembered from the cartoon, or like the death or resurrection of Christ. And then he comes back after his discourse with the disciples. So it's important. So my wife is saved, and the people I want to the Lord, it has never been like this. It's been required persistent effort. Talking to him several times. It's possible for somebody to get saved. I used to talk to somebody that really like what was need to be saved. I really want to get saved. Maybe they be like, oh, but they're more open. They can get saved at the same time. So sometimes you have to sow the water. We sow the seed and you water it with prayers. Then you're praying that God will work for a person's heart and help. Every time you be more open to truth. You sow the seed of the word, grow the soul. That's all what I have to sow. The seed is the word of God. You sow the word of God. You might go a little bit more. So, but anyway, it's important. My wife got saved, and here's the thing too. She fell in love with me. We were talking about the website, like the dating site for Father's Day. And she's an attractive young female, and then it's like that. So she told me, she asked me, see, I wasn't desperate. She asked me if I wanted to be her boyfriend. I have to talk like friends for a while. And beautiful. It's like, after talking for like months, I think it's months before, as friends. It's like, I like it. It's very sweet. Yeah. I told her, if you are like teaching them pray, not going to best. And I pray together and I think about what you want to say. I go back to the young. It's like, here's the thing. I'm a Christian. I'm not looking for boyfriend or it has to be married. I'm looking to get married, to have a relationship for the rest of my life. Okay? To get married. That's it. Not just boyfriend or not she might mean, she might even know or something like that. So I want to be with you, but you will have to get married. Okay? And for us to get married, you have to be Christian. So I'm willing to pray for you. And then talking about Christ and how to become a Christian. But it's like you have to order yourself. So don't just tell me I'm a Christian just to be able to marry. Like I'm grateful I talk to you and then that you become a Christian. So that I'm going to preach Christ to you, Christ crucified. And until you become a Christian, if it takes a year or way, but we're not going to get married before you become a Christian. So that's the side of that faith where y'all can have a Christian. So, and eventually after preaching gospel and stuff, you have to function and stuff. And she asked me that she wanted to go over. And I said, well, I'm not going to do it, so you had to preach for that first. So if you're going to do it, I'm not going to do it. It's not getting peace that you have to stop for it. It's going to be legit. So I had to be aware that my life is dangerous. So basically, because it's important how I keep that quiet. She comes in like this, outside. I'm not going to be young, but it's like every time I sound like I'm told. So it's like that brief from I'm not going to be those. So there's no guarantees that it's going to stop calling just because you get a while from them. So if you live with me, it might be for you, but then. So anyway, we're married now, and one of the things she told me is like when I asked her, it's like. She said that one way to fall in love with me, and I know one way to what makes me attracted by my into her female psychology. And she goes, well, you're handsome, and okay, and then also you respect me, because many guys like that on the dating path will be want to talk about sex or send messages that there's I want to talk about sex, by the way, or something like this. Which I stood out on that. I started talking to her, and I'm not pushing for asking. I'm not talking about sex or anything. It's a warning to do anything. So just talking as a friend. And she said because she felt like I was respecting her. Whereas other guys decided to be as good as they want to talk about sex and things like this. But they, for her, she has to law or something. So she said that's one thing to really stood out. Because not only that's a Christian man, that's part of maybe attractive spiritual masculinity. The reason I like I'm a Christian that has self-control, discipline, and I'm not a slave to my these beautiful on the basis of passions, which I walk on from all kind of see if you feel decree and if I can, I'm going to stop trying to talk about the other side. But it's a lot of guys now that are don't have discipline, which they have sex addiction and sugar addicts. And then it's triggers like open up Facebook, say you keep the stream, but that's a trigger to something like won't end up watching porn in the middle of an hour or something like that. The reason I'm self-control rather than thoughts of sex addiction. You understand? So yeah, so I got a wife, thank God for my wife, and I wanted to move. And Satan has been fighting with this persecution. The deep state worship Satan. So I'm not talking about spirits now. But the world system, Satan is governs world. Now, there's a lot of things that can take it from me. The God might not take it from me. Also, in my six pack, maybe I get poison to want to lose my six pack, and I get shot in the leg with a dog hand, and if I got to lose my leg, get amputated, I would lose it. There's a lot of things I can lose. Like hypothetically, okay, it's like God can help me to keep what He wants me to have. But like there's no guarantees that if you're Christian, I can never abuse anything like your financials or your health or something like this. But something that nobody can take from me is the source that I want. This is not with the back I wanted you to go over to try to talk to my mother, my wife, be wonderful. And that can't be taken from us. So once and always, which means this, like the death of life, or the angel there's some things that I want that cannot be offered every month. Yeah, that makes it more. Oh, I gotta finish up pretty soon. I gotta end this and do another flex video. Definitely first after haters. Get ready to, preview it, but people don't like it. But it's really good to see that it's not on the crap. And then I've seen these videos. Basically, if you ain't going to get the talk back to me, and I think the talk is how to school, yeah, it's good. People just don't understand. So that the people are in the short into the time, talks. These filters. So, yeah, I'm gonna finish up. As usual, I've been fasting all day. I didn't eat since waking up. I do ommet fasting. So as usual, I didn't eat since waking up. And within a few hours, most likely I'll break my fast. I'm gonna finish up. Ska börja en video. Thank God for my wife.